Hold on one
Hi,
second,
Bree.
Bree. Hold on. Okay, welcome you guys. Hey, Bree.
Hey, everyone.
What
Happy.
is going on? Oh my God, I apologize for last week. I know we had that crazy storm. So I'm thinking that was the major problem for last week's live, but hopefully you guys got to watch or hear it on Spotify cuz I had dropped the link for folks to go over and listen to it even though it wasn't live at that point. So, yep. All right, so Keisha be popping in soon, and then of course we're gonna go ahead until she get here. So welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where myself, T, Bree, Trish, and Keisha will be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of January 15th through January 19th. We are going into the last, week and a half of the month?
Zooming by really, really quickly.
I, I don't even know. Where did Christmas go? It was so fast.
Yeah, we were just saying Happy New Year.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, oh my God, where did the time go? You know what I'm saying? All right. So, what we normally do is we do The Young and the Restless first. We'll take a break, do some housekeeping things, and then we go and do The Bold and the Beautiful in the second half of the show. And then we have two segments, our Flip the Script segment and Who's Taking Some Seats This Week. Flip the script is if there's a particular scene or storyline that we wish we could change. That's where we flip the script. And who's taking some seats? Somebody that was doing too much, somebody getting on your nerves. They need to go sit down somewhere. And so we're going to, go ahead and say those as well. So, y'all ready to get started?
You bet.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and do this summary of The Young and the Restless, and then we'll break them down. Okay. So, for The Young and the Restless, for the week of the 15th through the 19th, oh gosh, come on. Okay. So, Summer asks Chance out. Sharon's new company is named after Cassie, and Phyllis apologizes to Christine. Christine catches Phyllis seducing Danny, and Heather professes her love to Daniel. Then we see Christine wants to end things with Danny. Danny cuts Phyllis out of his life, and Lauren asks Jack to help Nikki. Nikki finds Seth rifling through her desk. Jack makes Diane an offer, while Audra tells Tucker he'll end up alone. And then finally, after a particularly upsetting nightmare, Claire and Victoria share a tearful breakthrough, and Ashley has a meltdown with Jack.
Mm.
So, where you guys want to start?
I guess we can get the stupidity of Phyllis and Danny and Cricket and this unnecessary love triangle,
Okay.
personally speaking. I am kind of on. I love the fact that Cricket was really getting to Danny because it wasn't just all Phyllis. Because we saw like the dip in the back and him pulling her in and kissing. It was kind of hot. I
It
will admit
was.
that.
It
But
was.
but at the same time, you're a whole married woman still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was kind of done and over with that. But it was hot and cute for a little minute. I was like, okay, Danny, I maybe you might have something. We're learning new things about you here.
Honestly, when that happened, I laughed so hard because I just remember back to, I mean, not the horrible, yes, we all know what Phyllis did running Christine over. That was horrible. It was terrible. She should have paid for it. She really never did. But their little bickering battles were, to me, always just so funny because Christine thought that she could actually go toe to toe with Phyllis. And Phyllis doesn't play in the sand. She's in the mud, like in the bottom of the pond, filled with muck, and she's in it, you know?
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
just always so funny to me because Cricket's like walking around with the little angel wings on her back and that, partial halo on top of her head. And it's like you're working against a diabolical human being.
So let me ask you guys a question. Hey, Keish.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem, girly. So, let me ask you guys a question. Is there a part of Danny that would want to be with Phyllis at
Yes.
all? Oh,
Absolutely. The lower region.
yeah.
1,000% yes.
I mean, because even though, Phyllis seducing him and all this stuff that she set up, she clearly set this whole thing up. However, when they started kissing, did you see how tight he was pulling her in?
He was in it to win it, baby.
I was like, oh, okay. And
And
the thing is, Phyllis is a beautiful woman. She doesn't really have to do much. He's still a man. He's still going to be attracted to her. And that woman with her body,
She
yeah,
maneuvers, man. She maneuvers her figure, and she's amazing at it. And I have never seen him look that intense with Christine ever. Not ever. And Christine
mm-mm,
knows it too.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a more of a saucy side when it comes with Phyllis and Danny knows that. I'm wondering, he gets the everyday good, I guess, good girl out of Cricket, and then get the bad girl and the feisty side out of Phyllis.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think he's attracted to both women. Both women are they're both gorgeous.
Yes, they are beautiful women.
But Phyllis, when we saw her, the body,
Ugh,
he would immediately. It's not even
you can't.
much of a thought. You can't compete with
No.
the pressure that she's bringing to the table.
What you got, Keish? What you think?
I mean, clearly there's some type of feeling there because he wouldn't have reacted to her kiss the way he did. He wouldn't have even let her get that close,
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
and he wouldn't keep responding to her invites
Right.
Right.
because he knows Phyllis is into him.
Yep.
And if he, knowing that, then why do you continue to accept her invites out to dinner or to the bar or to hang out? Like, you should be avoiding that.
Exactly.
And he's
Cause
not,
go ahead, Keish.
I was just gonna say he's not doing that. He's just not being honest with himself. And I can understand if, like, I get it. Maybe there's an attraction there, but maybe he's attracted to Christine more. Then you need to be straight up with Phyllis about it and stop acting as if there's something there for you guys. Or tell Christine. Be straight up with Christine about it and tell her, you know what, I have feelings for both of you. I don't know what I want to do. Like, if you're still cool with us hanging out because I'm not in a relationship with either one of you, then, let me know. But otherwise, I don't. He's being an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a single man. Christine is still married. She needs to decide what she's doing with her marriage. Because Phyllis and Danny, they can pretty much do what they want. They're not attached to anybody. So I don't
Wasn't
know.
that already decided?
Well,
Her
her
marriage
divorce
was
is
over, right?
not final yet. I guess she's still going through that part of it. They're not together, but she's still legally attached.
Nah.
Yeah.
They already decided that they were going to split up or that they were going to get divorced. So that part of it to me doesn't. I don't see it. In my opinion, I don't think that's an issue because both parties have said we're done. They're just now going through the legal process.
I just find I just find it funny how the married woman is breaking something off with a single man. How?
Was there even anything to break off in the first place, though?
Exactly.
That's the
why I-
other thing is,
Yeah.
when did Christine and Danny establish that they are in a committed relationship.
They didn't.
Exactly. And
So
please,
I don't understand why Christine is so bent out of shape about it. Just go on about your business with Danny. Who cares what he's doing with Phyllis? Eventually, maybe you guys will get to the point where you say, I need this to just be me and you. I don't want to share you with Phyllis. And if you can't do that, then, we got to cut this off. But yeah, I don't. She's like super bent out of shape as if Danny just proposed to her last week or something.
right. And please remind me, she is the one who wanted that weekend. She's the one who brought that up, right?
Yes,
Not him.
she
So
lied about that. She
he
lied.
did chide Phyllis with that, lying to her, right?
Right, so she lied about that to Phyllis because she said to Phyllis that Danny planned it when technically it was her that did it. So she playing games too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Danny should know that.
Mm-mm.
Danny should be
Well, he
told.
didn't believe it. Remember, Phyllis tried to tell him, like, she threw it in my face that you guys were going to spend the weekend together. And he was like, oh, she did that unprovoked?
But she didn't tell him that Christine said that he planned it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, she didn't say that.
Mm-mm.
But just the fact that he was even questioning that Christine said what she said to her,
Right.
without Phyllis having done something to provoke it, was annoying to me, because it was unbelievable that Christine could be petty.
Right. And
Right.
she totally can.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what she was doing. Because, I mean, she created the whole line talking about, and she made it like, oh my God, he's taking me somewhere, and it was all his idea, and we're going away for the weekend and cozy up. And of course, she was like, I didn't know that. That's what Phyllis said when they were over at Society. So she really laid that on thick, and she lied on Danny. And then, like you just said, Keish, he made it look like, oh, well, she did that unprovoked. Excuse me, cricket play games too. She ain't this saint.
Exactly. She's still a woman. She's still, jealousy is still a thing. I just feel that maybe she senses that he is. Well, she knows he's attracted to Phyllis,
Mm-hmm.
but I think maybe she's kind of going back and like, okay, maybe he was always attracted to Phyllis, or like maybe she always was something that he's always desired. So maybe she's trying to go back in that thought pattern as far as his connection with Phyllis. But I honestly thought they were going to take that a little bit more further. Maybe Phyllis would try to really dangle debate and really try to make Cricket's life miserable.
I honestly would have enjoyed this more if it was a thing where Danny was dating both of them. Neither one of them had an issue with it, and it was more of a tug and pull between Phyllis and Christine about who went on the better date with him, or this is what we did the other day. And it wasn't so much of Christine being upset that Danny is hanging out with Phyllis. Like, I don't know. Like you said, she just got out of a marriage, so like, just do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go on a date with Danny, and then maybe she goes on a date with somebody else, some random guy the next day, but still competing with Phyllis for Danny. Like, there could have been a million different ways they could have mixed this up instead of doing it this way.
Yeah. Now, what did you guys? Even though I gotta say, Michelle Stafford, her body is banging. Okay. The thing is, should she have went to that extent by showing up over at the GCAC with just the coat and the lingerie and then the video recording and all of that stuff? What do y'all think about that part?
I think had she done that, and I think if Danny was truly showing interest in her and not like putting up a stop sign all the time, like they were for real dating and hanging out and enjoying it, and it wasn't always just Phyllis looking desperate trying to get Danny's attention, I would have thought that was, I would have liked that, because it would have been them doing some little role playing or just doing something sexy. But because we know that Danny isn't completely 100% into Phyllis, and that he's not trying, he's obviously not trying to be there with her because he wants something with Christine, then it screamed a little bit of desperation to me.
Gotcha. What y'all? What about you, Bree and Trish?
Go ahead, Bree.
Do you guys feel that maybe Phyllis just needs like an itch to get scratched or something? And here's a man with a pulse, and he doesn't completely hate her, and she's somewhat attracted to him. Maybe she's just trying to get her itch scratched. My personal opinion. I don't think that. I think she loves the pettiness because that's part of Phyllis's nature, just in general. And but I think she's just trying to find something to fill her time. I find it really hard for me to believe she's fully invested with Danny. I feel like she's fully investing in being petty to Christine.
That's
And
possible because she kind of did the
yeah,
same thing with Diane and Jack, right?
yeah, exactly. Except, it's been a while. She's kind of going through some things. Maybe she just wants, a little itch to get scratched. Because I think the last person she slept with was Jack.
Right. Okay. What do you think, Trish?
So I think that if Phyllis has been with a man, she still has feelings for that man, regardless of who that man is. And I think that Phyllis looks at her men like not just, men, but as conquests and as territory. And she likes to mark her territory. So if anyone has any interest in any man that she was ever in, together with, either a long term relationship or, just having fun, she does not like it when when other women are involved. So I do think she has feelings for Danny. I do think Danny has feelings for her. I also think Danny has feelings for Christine. Um, and I think I thought it was really, really funny that he got so upset because it was kind of like, man, after that kiss, thou dost protest too much because you liked it. You really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where that's going to go, but I'm sure I'll have some more laughs.
So here's the other thing. So Christine is having this whole ideology that the only reason that Phyllis is even interested is to get under her skin, right?
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. Right after Danny came back to town, which was before Cricket came back from Portugal, Phyllis had an interest in him then.
Yes, she did.
So, because I remember that would had to be like November, I think it was, before Cricket came back and sashayed into town. Um, when Danny came back, she has stars in her eyes because now she didn't have anything to do. She finally got a job. Now her next thing was to look for a romance, and it was him and her in town. Cricket strolled in a couple of weeks later, and then all of a sudden they started to reconnect. So even though Cricket think that this is all about her, Phyllis actually had her eyes on him
Yep,
before she got to town.
I remember that because she was looking at him with those doe eyes, looking out from under her eyelashes with that grin. That drunk eye look you give when
Right.
you're. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know it when you see it.
Yeah, so I'm sitting up there listening at Cricket. I'm like, nah, girlfriend. She already was trying to get up under Danny before you got back.
She was, and how insulting to Danny for Cricket to say that.
Hmm.
It's only because of me. Wow. Okay. So okay.
I just hate that, and maybe they'll circle back to it, but they left us hanging with that New Year's Eve kiss between Phyllis and Tucker.
They did, and I gotta tell you, I'm actually. I hope that Phyllis and Tucker start to kind of hang together, like at the bar, at the athletic club, and at the jazz lounge, and at society, and that Danny constantly sees them together, and that he just is absolutely boiling with jealousy. Like he's going to explode with jealousy, and I want Christine to witness all that because Christine's pretty pompous, and I want her, first of all, to fall off of her high horse. And second of all, I think it'd just be really fun to watch Danny be jealous over Phyllis and Tucker. Whether anything happens with Phyllis and Tucker or not, he doesn't need to know the reality of that, but I would love to see that.
I guess the only other problem is that they got him enthralled in this whole storyline with Ashley trying to figure out what happened in Paris, which we'll talk about probably next. Did you guys, Bree and Keisha, did y'all have anything else on, the difference between Phyllis having eyes for Danny first?
No, I think it's fine. I honestly feel Phyllis will try to sink her teeth into something that even remotely gives her attention. And I think he just happens to be someone that she shares a child with, she cares about. I personally prefer her with Tucker because the personality is just mesh. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as the initial attraction, yeah, she really she put herself out there. Let me say that. Um, but I don't think she's completely interested like that. I think she just wants to get her itch scratched with
Gotcha.
him.
What about you,
Yes.
Keish?
I would also prefer to see her with Tucker. I don't like. I can't stand any character that. I can't stand when a character begs for somebody's attention, and I feel like Phyllis is in a way begging for Danny's attention, begging for Danny to want to be with her
Mm-hmm.
when he's really throwing all his attention to Christine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Not
I,
all of it though.
well, when I say all of it, I mean in a way that he has straight up said that he wants a future with Christine, or he sees a future with Christine,
We did.
and he doesn't feel that way about Phyllis, or at least he's not admitting to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like once somebody says that, it's like, okay, Phyllis, just back off. Like
Right.
regardless of if you believe him or not, don't don't continue to make yourself look desperate and pathetic to convince him otherwise. Like if he's telling you that, then just say okay and back off. And if he doesn't really mean it, like if he legit is really Phyllis that he wants to be with, then he'll come to that realization. And if Phyllis is available, then it'll work out. And if Phyllis has moved on, then he's lost out. That's how I see it.
I think he's more sure about how both women make him feel in his lower region. So I think if he could, he would try to pursue them both
Mm-hmm.
without any problems. But I mean, good for him. He has two beautiful women fighting over him, and I'm still trying to figure out what the appeal is to Danny. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we also, because earlier in this week we had Sharon and the her with this with her business. The launching of it. Now I know Keisha had a couple of things to say about Adam's behavior.
And I feel the opposite.
So, how did you? I kind of wanted Keish to kind of elaborate on that. So, Keish, what was you saying about Adam's behavior at that launch party?
I don't know. He was just coming off douchey to me. Like, and I get it. Adam has always been cracked on. It's not that I felt sorry for Nick or for Billy,
Mm-hmm.
but we always talk about how people provoke Adam and, have the little smart comments and stuff like that. And I don't like it when anybody does it. I don't like it when Billy or Nick do it, and I don't like it when Adam does it because, for what? So when he walked in with Sally and they were talking to Nick and Sharon. I can't remember exactly what the phrase was or what Nick said. It was something about fighting for something that you want or something like that. And he looks at Sally and pulls him close to her and was, I don't know, responded with some, he made a response to it, but it was him talking about being with Sally again, which is cool. That's fine. But it's like, Adam, don't be a jerk. Don't be a douche like they are. Like, just stop. I hate douchey behavior. And Adam, to me, was being a douche that evening. And I can't remember what it was he said to Billy, but, he made a comment about how quickly Billy, or his short time at Jabot or something like that. And he
Mm-hmm.
walked over to Billy. And it's like, why are you walking up to people starting stuff? So,
Mm.
I don't know. I hate that kind of stuff. It was just annoying to me.
Gotcha. Now, Bree, you say
But then
you.
you cry about,
Mm-hmm.
I've changed and I want people to accept me. And it's like, No, no, you don't. You don't really care about that.
Yeah, Jasmine Williams in the comment section called it passive aggressive.
That yes, that's exactly what he was being passive aggressive.
Now, what you got, Bree? You on the opposite end of the spectrum.
On the complete opposite end, I was cheering for Adam. Thank you. I wish he was more of a douche to his family and to everybody who's treated him miserably in that town. This is light work. I wish he could have took it a step further. And the thing is, he did it to the right people. And he brought Sally. And he knew it was going to get under Nick's skin too. I was loving every bit of it. Let's keep this going. 2024 for Adam. If this is going to be the turnaround, please do so, writers.
What you got? What you think, Trish?
That is so. Y'all are cracking me up over here. So, y'all know how much I love sarcasm. So I loved the sarcasm coming from Adam. I think a few digs here and there. It's not really going to hurt anybody. But is it douchey? Well, sure it is. But it's also funny
and well earned.
Yeah, definitely in a lot of those cases. Well, okay, in each one of those cases, it was well earned. We really can't say that.
I mean, I kind of just breathe because that launch party to me was, I think somebody said in the comment section, it was
it
like
was lame.
It was
lame.
Yeah,
I mean,
Also, can somebody? Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Am I imagining things, or isn't Sharon's last name Rosales?
Yes.
So that name plaque that Nick gave her with
Newman.
Her last name Newman confused me.
I remember I brought that up in the chat. I said, "Isn't her last name Rosales? That's her last married husband." And
it's not like they got divorced. Like Ray passed away.
Right. So did she drop the name, and then why would you go back to what's her maiden name? What was her original name?
Collins.
Right. Why would you go back to Newman?
Right. I would understand if they had her maiden name on that plate, but they put it back to Newman, and she wasn't even before Ray. She was married to what? What was Nikki's son's name?
Dylan.
Yeah, she was married to him before that, right?
McAvoy. Yeah. You're right.
When was the last time she was married to Nick? Or heck, she married Victor at one point, I think, after Nick. But that was how many years ago?
That was so disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because like over 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, I saw that because I think that was on Monday's episode, and I saw it on Friday of last week, and I'm like, Sharon Newman. She's Rosales. Like you said, it wasn't a divorce. He passed away, so she's the widow. You know what I mean? So, and they just right, and they just defaulted her all the way back to a Newman.
That's right. There's a couple of defaults going around this week that we were just supposed to completely forget what we.
Oh, we gonna talk about the big one in bold that I brought out, man.
Come on, man. Do you think we're stupid?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I kind of going back to the whole thing with Adam at the party. It just went over my head because I was like, okay, can we get through this lunch party? But now that you two bring it up, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, Adam, because how many times did Nicholas rag on him in the year 2023? Every week, every episode. It was always, oh yeah, he's going to be a problem. Adam, you're the problem. It's just always something. So I guess I was okay with him getting in a dig or two, because they have been dragging this man for the last few years.
Especially his brother. And and Nick is still mad about Sally. Did you guys sense this? She has been and moved on. She has already slept with Adam.
Hey, Bree, did you hear when Sharon was peeking outside or whatever, and she asked him, "Are you okay with everything with Adam and Sally?" And he was like, "Well, he's gonna do something to screw it up." And I'm like,
"You're waiting." You
Really?
waiting?
Wow.
I'm
Okay, Liam.
right.
What you waiting for?
Yeah. Dang.
I'm like, really, really, Nicholas, come on. It's over. It's over. At least for now, it's over.
Right.
Now, I gotta
Yes.
say, there's some rumors circulating that, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just fun to talk about, that Wyatt might be coming over to Y&R to start up some mess
I
with Sally.
love that.
Look. Yes. I vote yes. Can you hear us? We're voting yes.
Yep.
I would love to see that.
I
'Cause-
gotta tell y'all, when he showed up this week, I was like, oh man, I really miss Wyatt. I really like that character. I'd love it if he came to YNR.
well, at least he didn't come back on with his purple suit, right, Bree?
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy for that. Thank you for leaving that in 2023, Wyatt.
Do not go forth and multiply that suit.
You so funny.
Oh my god.
All right, back to Y&R. Okay, so then we had a little cute date with Summer and Chance. What did you think about it? Was it too mild?
No, it was
Okay.
just right.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. Y'all know I've been waiting for this to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm ready. You see how fast they move Bill and Poppy? I need them to move Summer and Chance just as fast.
Thank you.
I'm
That
actually
was
okay with it. I'm okay with them moving the way they're moving with them and not having them jump into bed yet.
Yeah, but we need some more romance and sexiness going on The Young and the Restless. Bold is cooking.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bold got dope. They try to throw RJ and Luna in this, and I could care less. But then Bill and Poppy, they are lighting it up over there.
Yeah.
They'll get there.
What was the last like hot scene on
Audrey and
Y&R?
Kyle.
How many months ago was
No, I thought Sally and Adams
that?
had a scene.
Girl, that wasn't hot. You said
Sally and
hot.
Adams last scene?
No, it was soft, and they only gave us up until they laid in the bed, and that was it. They cut it off. I had to create my own edits to make it look better.
And we appreciate you for this.
Right.
Because there'll be some episodes where I skim through and I look at the recap and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sticking to this.
Exactly. Okay, I gotta make an announcement. So I know I was gonna do a YouTube video about the hottest scenes on daytime. Remember I talked about that last summer. Remember that?
Mhm. Yes.
Well, I'm actually going to put them on Instagram because I know if I do it on YouTube, I'm going to get striked because of the second sexiness and some of the music and stuff like that. Whereas Instagram is a little bit more flexible. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I posted Carter and Quinn yesterday. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that was pretty hot. Yeah. And then tonight, because I'm going to post them after like 9 o'clock. I don't want to, I guess anybody get to see them. I'll post, who is that? Who would I have next? Oh, Steffi and Finn. And that whole scene where she was facing down on the bed. Yeah, I got that one.
Oh. Mm.
Oh yeah, that was that scene after they got back from
And he climbed up. Yeah, he climbed up behind her. I'll just leave it right there. So, I'll post that one later tonight, and then I got a couple of others coming up through. I'm gonna do it daily. I wish I could do it all the way up until Valentine's Day, but I'll pick out some different stuff and I'll post it on Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram and you want to see the hottest scenes on CBS Daytime, go over to follow me on Instagram and you'll see them in the Reels section. So, yep. So if you haven't seen Quinn and Carter, I posted that last night, and then I'll do Finn and Steffi from, I think it was like 3 years ago. I'll post that later tonight after the live. So stay tuned for that. But I just had to put that out there because I know you guys have been waiting for that on YouTube, and that's not gonna happen because YouTube is like So, and Instagram is a little bit more flexible. So.
how is YouTube gonna be more restrictive than your local TV networks?
You would think.
Yeah.
Girl, I would have to do so many edits on, and even the clips that I do put in the recaps, I have to edit it so much that so or slow it down, or cut it off, or cut the screen in half, and all that type of stuff. I don't have to do that on Instagram, so
We appreciate the time you
I,
do to edit.
I was going to say that is a lot of work, man.
it's fun though. It is
Yeah,
fun.
editing can be really fun.
Yep. All right, back to the matter at hand. We were talking about Summer and Chance and trying to speed them along, but you guys said that y'all like the speed that they are right now. I know Keish said that.
I do. I think it's cute because I think they're not they're not pacing them at like what they normally do with the couple or ship or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they even like the way that Summer approached her crush with Chance, where she did what a typical person would do, which she just kind of it was she minded her business. She dealt with her crush the way she wanted to deal with it. She didn't want to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and things are just naturally happening. She never interfered. They broke up on their own, and now she's taking the opportunity, and they're going on their little dates and stuff like that. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I just hope that they don't just drag it out. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw that one scene with the date, and that's fine. I thought maybe later in the week we would have got a little bit of something else, but nope, no more Summer and Chance since what, Tuesday, I think that was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do think they're going to try to push Nicholas and Sharon eventually together too.
Yeah, but don't that ruined my dream of Lily and Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, and oh God, we gotta talk. Well, that goes into next week. I don't want to dive too much into that, but anywho, then we got the whole thing with Nikki and Seth and throwing Jack in the middle and Lauren being a freaking busybody. I know she's trying to help, but I'm not feeling the fact, and I want to get you guys' opinion. Do you think telling Nikki to kind of push Victor to the side and focus on Jack being her full time support is a good idea?
It is a horrific idea, in my opinion. And Lauren would never take her own advice. So I don't know why she would even suggest that to a whole other married woman to lean onto a whole other married man and not the man that you share a whole life with.
Yeah. I just, I've been talking about that the last three episodes when this whole thing started. It was one thing that Victor didn't even want Seth there. He was like, you stop, don't even answer his phone calls. And then, you got Lauren talking about Skip what Victor is, he only can give you love and support. You got to deal with Jack. And Jack is telling Nikki, I want to be there for you morning, noon, and night. And I'm like, you ain't got that kind of time.
Well, and
Exactly.
can you actually do that? Like, I thought, and I don't know for sure. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I thought in AA that you didn't go in there and like have your dear friend who you were once married to be your sponsor. I thought you got an objective sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the idea of it, or am I off base?
I just think that, if you're going to include Jack, I'm not saying he can't be. I'm saying have a conversation. I mean, for her to just tell Nikki to, no, just go focus with Jack. He's the main person that can support you. I know. And Nikki is telling her, Victor is going to be a problem. And she still ain't trying to hear that. And I'm like, girl, if you don't get out of this office, I done told you my husband is going to see this as a problem. You know. Go ahead, you guys.
It's going to be a problem, especially when Victor is the main one who protests, hey, stick with your family and I'll stick with mine. He,
Mm-hmm.
he just did this to Kyle. It's like, look, you need to go over and worry about your own family. Victor is going to feel a way about Jack even
Mm,
being remotely involved.
mm-hmm.
On top of that, Diane is definitely not going to go with that either.
Right.
And on top of that, and my biggest thing, and I know me and Jay Money kind of went in and on about it, but like, he has far more other things that are more important. He has Tucker trying to go after his family's company still. And then you have Ashley who's dealing with whatever she's dealing with. And
Mm-hmm.
he can't be wearing all of these hats and then be available morning, afternoon, and night for a whole married woman. It's not even his own wife. That's
Right.
the only thing. And not to say that he can't love her and not care for her, not, not saying anything like that, but you can love her and care for her for far. And the thing is, if Lauren was really this concerned, she could have stepped in and tried to be her sponsor as well, since
Mm.
they're also friends and Lauren also went through her own struggles. Why does it have to be Jack? That's
It,
fine. That's the weird part for me.
yeah, even Jenna went in and she said in the comment section it was Diane who asked Jack if he would be afraid that he would get hooked again if he helped Nikki. That's the problem about having a person. He has his own addiction in the past. People
Yep.
trauma bond, over certain things and situations and stuff like that. Plus, they were married before. There's history there. So, and then he was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm indebted to you because when you started drinking in the first place, you were married to me." Red flag. The thing is, y'all need to, this ain't gonna work. Flag on the field. You go that way, you go that way.
Exactly.
What you think, Keish?
I thought all sponsors were covering addicts. Is that not true?
Yes.
No, they all are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if you were
So what was
relapsing, I don't know what the stipulations are around continuing to be a sponsor if you're relapsing in a moment. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't know.
yeah, I don't have an issue with Lauren trying to look out for her. I didn't think it was her place to tell Jack what was going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like maybe she could have worked with Nikki to find a new sponsor, and I don't see an issue with Victor knowing what's going on. I don't think Victor can do anything to help her because I feel like all Victor does is I don't know. I feel like he enables her when she's not being honest about things that are going on with her. I feel like Victor just pretends like nothing is wrong. Like, I don't feel like her family has done anything to really help her with her problem right now. They just blame it on, well, they injected it in your veins. You didn't really fall off the wagon. This isn't your fault. Okay, that's true, but she's actively drinking now. So why not be straightforward with her and honest about the kind of help that she needs? Now, I don't know. Maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention, but I don't feel like Victor or Nick or Victoria have like set her down and said you need some serious help right now.
Interesting. So, Bree, you mentioned something earlier about the fact that everybody in town is pretty much an addict.
Yes, we've seen several different storylines with multiple characters where they had an addiction, whether it was alcohol or, prescriptions, whatever the case is.
Gambling.
Yes, there's people who could identify with Nikki. It does not have to be someone else's husband necessarily. And honestly, when I was thinking of this, I'm like, Elena, where are you? Because she would be non-biased. She's also a
Mm-hmm.
medical professional. I'm pretty sure Nate could have kind of filled her in, but she's non-threatening and could have been, this is why I wish the writers could really utilize the different characters in that way, and and incorporate other people into the Newman fold and the Abbott fold, so it can be some more variety. I just don't like the rinse and repeat of Nikki and Jack. I don't get it. It makes no sense when we've seen him months after months after months, fight for Jabot or fight to keep Tucker away from Jabot. Now he has all this time all of a sudden.
Right. I mean, you just got married. Y'all, have they been married a year yet? I don't know. I don't think
It's
I
not.
so.
don't think so.
not even married a year, and the thing is, he had to rob, steal, everything for this woman. He was he was kissing her feet. He was happy to have a pulse. Now all of a sudden you want to put her to the side so you can focus on Nikki, and you know how Victor
Hmm.
is.
And the
Why are you
way,
trying?
listen, girl, listen, the way Kyle was looking when he didn't get that co-CEO job, even though he put that on the table, he probably gonna have some problems with his son too.
Mhm.
The thing that I don't understand, and what was the point of bringing on um, Nikki's sponsor?
Hmm.
They brought on a new character to then have him fall off the wagon and not be able to be her sponsor. I don't understand why they did that, because that would have there was, to me, there was no reason for that to happen other than now she's going to Jack for help. When if that's what they wanted, I feel like there would have been an avenue to have Jack be one of the people that found Nikki drunk in an alley or something like that, and
Hmm.
that was where it stemmed from, him helping her instead of Lauren going to Jack and saying this is what's going on with Nikki, because I don't feel like that was Lauren's place to tell him that, because then he in turn told Diane what was going on with her,
Exactly.
and I don't think that that was right either.
Yeah, I agree. Now, let's talk about Seth because is he truly off the wagon? There's rumors that he's working with Jordan. So, because he's rifling through her desk, I don't think he was rifling for looking for alcohol. I'm wondering if he was looking for some other things. What do you guys think?
It does seem like kind of a stretch for him to have gone all the way to her office just to rifle through her desk for alcohol.
So I kind of took it as he went there and he was waiting for her and he started jonesing hard and he thought, well, most people who fall off the wagon typically have a flask in their desk, so I'm going to see if she does. That was what I thought.
And
Okay.
he knew she did because she had told him that when
Oh,
they talked.
that's right. I forgot about that.
And what do you think, Bree?
I think he. I would love to think that maybe he was working for Jordan. But I honestly think maybe he was just trying to help her out, trying to get all the alcohol out the office or wherever is close in possession for her. I think he was really trying to look out for her. But yeah, it would be nice if he was working with Jordan. That would make the storyline more interesting.
Yeah, I
Well,
you know
didn't, oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Trish.
Well, didn't she say when Victor asked about him being her sponsor, didn't she say that he'd been around a while?
Right, for like 4 years or something.
So that would be well. I mean, I guess if Jordan's been planning this for Claire's entire life, maybe he's been involved the whole time too. Who knows? But I mean, 4 years of hanging out at AA just to be a sponsor to Nikki at some point. That's bizarre.
Now, you know what? I want to go back to something that Keisha said about why bring this character on if you only going to slide her up on the Jack. That,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, so now what's happening to Seth? Is he just going to ride into the sunset? If Jack is now going to be so overly involved in Nikki's life at this point. And remember, Nikki also said today that maybe she should start seeing Jack in secret. I'm like, what?
See, that's so stupid. That's why, like, why are you involving this married man this way? Why? I blame Lauren for being nosy and sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. Can we put her in a seat now?
You know what?
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen,
That's
I would
really
say
funny, but I don't blame Lauren. I blame Nikki because Nikki put Lauren in this position. I mean, you're trying to hide it from your husband, and then you tell Lauren she can't tell Victor, and then of course Victor calls and she has to tell him. Lauren can't carry this around. She's got her own stuff going on.
yeah, I agree with that part of it. Just the fact of including Jack and saying, you don't, your husband ain't gonna be able. You're gonna have to go through Victor. I don't care whether or not Lauren thinks that oh, it shouldn't matter. Victor should be okay with it. You don't know if he gonna be okay with it. She got to talk to that man. And you don't know whether Diane is going to be okay with this long term. Because this is not something that's going to be fixed overnight.
Mm-mm.
This gonna
And
take a while.
you're already committing to morning, afternoon, and night.
Exactly. That's as Jack said it.
And you think that Diane is going to be perfectly fine with you helping her worst enemy, one of her worst enemies.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
And she's only putting it to the side because Diane thinks, well, you just helping out a friend. She don't know about the morning, noon, and night.
Exactly. Because no woman in her right mind would be okay with that. And the thing is, I understand like the history between Jack and Nikki. I do get that. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, he has every right to care for her and all of that. But this puts them both in a sticky situation to where it may look like something more than what it is, and they both can get themselves out of their marriages.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it makes no sense to me. And maybe if this is going to be like the crack in Jack and Diane's marriage, which is stupid, then where does that leave Victor? Where does that leave these characters that they were supposed to just meant to just sit and stick together and not be touched?
Because I can
That's,
guarantee you, Victor is going to have a conniption if Nikki decide to go through this whole thing secretly with Jack. He's going to hit the roof if he ever finds that out.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't like the idea that she's being secretive about it because you're supposed to be. This is supposed to be something that helps you, and
Mm-hmm.
having to keep a secret about the person that is your sponsor, I would think would add more stress because now you got to lie about why you leaving the house
Yep.
to go talk to Jack, who is your
Mm-hmm.
sponsor, because you don't want your husband to know that he's your sponsor.
I
Exactly.
agree.
Exactly. Hey, Bree, did you see the message J Money put in the comment section?
What does it
Jay,
say?
Jay, I'm about to put you in timeout.
What does it say?
He said, I would like to commit myself to Bree morning, noon, and night.
Oh.
I'm about to put you in timeout.
No, I like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we do also have this other storyline with oh God, with poor Ashley. And I'm hoping with that Friday preview, she said there's only one way to figure this out. My thing is go get a video of what
Yes,
happened in the restaurant.
please.
I'm so
Someone.
sick of this. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
it would
I
be
don't
so easy.
I don't think that's gonna work in her favor though. I
I don't think
honestly
so either.
believe that when they look at that video, if that's what they plan to do, it's gonna corroborate Tucker's story.
That that's definitely what's going to happen because she's been going too hard about the way Tucker treated her and trying to convince Tucker, trying to convince everybody else that that is what happened. And Tucker's like, I have no clue what you were talking about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know what that could do is it could open up a whole storyline where now Tucker comes to the rescue and helps her get the help she needs, and you know,
there'll be some people that owe Tucker an apology because
yep,
part of the reason why him and Devon's relationship went back on, you know,
the
on
skin,
ice was because of this.
Yep.
yep,
Yep. Yep. That was because they were fine until, Ashley came back calling him an abuser.
yeah,
And Devon was finished at that point. So if it comes out, maybe that's why, okay, then that makes sense because if in fact it clears it up that she was not correct in thought that happened, Devon now has the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I thought, Ashley was telling us the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And it could, at that point, now it could open up the door for Devon and Tucker to reconcile.
I hope so.
Yeah. I feel sorry. Tucker has nobody. Audra
Yep.
told him he was going to be by himself.
Yep.
yes, she did.
She was like, I am done with you. There is no us.
I was surprised.
I was too.
Like you had all these men in your back pocket, and you said that you're good enough to leave them at the door. Okay,
Because
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Audra honestly does. Well, I guess she's got Nikki. I was gonna say Audra doesn't really have anybody either.
Mm-mm.
But so,
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree with
she's
that.
just alone.
mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to find out what happens with this Ashley thing, and with her saying in the Friday preview, there's only one way to find out. I have a feeling that they're gonna pull the footage.
Yep.
Did we talk about the unnecessary codependency of the CEO position at Jabot?
We
Girl,
talked about it in the chat.
yeah, they talking about the
I'm
coast.
so over that. And y'all, this whole, we called this like how many months ago about this whole Diane thing.
Yep.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
counting the minutes down until she becomes everybody that she becomes who everybody knows she really is.
And I'm trying to understand, like, how do you guys think that Diane is qualified to be a co-CEO? Please explain this to me.
Yeah, tell that to Jack and Kyle, because they were the ones. I was kind of thrown by Jack, because all this time he had told Diane, with the whole thing he did with Tucker, that he was going to eventually put Kyle in that position. And then he gets to the table talking about when Kyle recommended. He was like, "Well, how did you know?" Kyle looking at me like, "Wait a minute. You were planning to do that?" And which threw
And
which threw Kyle for a loop, because I think I think he wanted to be the one to offer the position instead of his dad icing him out to offer Diane the position.
Yeah, he busted Kyle's little bubble.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, Diane was pushing for Kyle though. Like, I know Jenna in the comment section, and I know Trish is like, Diane trying to get that position, but she was trying not to get it.
Well, she traded in a few positions to get that position over time, and it's not like she turned it down.
right.
So she was she's perfectly fine with getting titles and getting this and that. So I the only person I blame in this is Jack, but I mean this is his wife. I we all predicted this, we expected this, but I honestly feel that she is slowly working her way in to try to take over, and I'm just hoping that this year that we get to see Diane for who she really is.
It's
I know
yeah.
there's a lot of Diane fans. I get that, but this woman is up to no good. I feel it in my bones, and just she's perfectly fine accepting all these positions that she knows she's not qualified for. Her and Nick have the same job qualifications.
Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Did she actually accept the position? Because when they left us hanging with the scene with Kyle's face after Jack said what he said. Because she was like, well, no, Kyle is the one that deserves it. So I don't know. Obviously, we'll see probably next week that she'll take it, or will she continue to push Jack to give it to Kyle?
Yeah, I didn't think she accepted it yet. I thought it
Right.
was anger at that point.
Yeah, I didn't think she accepted. It just left us as the cliffhanger with Kyle being upset.
And it makes for a better storyline for her to accept it. I honestly feel she's not going to turn her husband down in public like that. I honestly feel she'll take the position, but then she might, I don't know, find a way for her son to get her position. I don't know, but she's not going to turn it down. She's not going to turn Jack down. She's going to look at it like, okay, he wants me. He feels I'm the best person for this role. I'll do this temporarily until Kyle can take my position.
So, Trish, let me ask you a question. The CEO position usually is a figurehead position. Am I correct?
Well, figurehead, being out in public, speaking for the company,
Mm-hmm.
interviews, being involved in, going to work with the COO with all of the important things. But the COO is really the one who
Does the
is
work.
pushing the gas and driving it and getting all of the money aligned. Yeah.
So technically, I guess Diane could be qualified because she'll be just a figurehead.
Well, it takes more qualifications to be a vice president of human resources,
Right.
probably, than it does to be a CEO of some of these companies out here.
Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, because look like it's the people up underneath the CEO that does most of the work. I
And
mean, they get paid the most money, and they tend to watch what they get reports on what's going on in the company. So
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
annoying that there's co-CEOs for these major companies on the show.
yeah,
Everyone needs a co-CEO, so the CEO cannot do
mm-mm.
his job, so he needs multiple co-CEOs. Like,
Yeah.
Well, she usually doesn't need multiple co-CEOs, but he might.
oh my God, she is so funny. Listen, and the only reason that Chancellor Winters don't have it is because it's Chancellor and Winters, and of course we got Lily, who Billy is filling in for, right?
I
and
think so.
and then you got Devon, who is the CEO of the Winters Foundation or whatever it's called. So the Winters half of it. So there's no technical co-CEO like Newman and Jabot, but you still got two CEOs in that office. Because earlier this week we kind of saw a little bit of tension between Devon and Billy.
Yeah, I'm so sick of Devon and his attitude.
Honestly,
There was no reason for him to be as nasty as he was to be. Like, what was the attitude for?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I'm so tired of it.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on that. And I mean, it's like every time someone has an idea, Devon's like, nope, nope, don't want to talk about it, don't want to hear it, not gonna listen. Nope, nope. I got to think about it for 2 years. Nope. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
And the thing is, we never heard Devon even suggest an idea. We've never seen him make a great business decision. Remember the IPO, and just he moves off of emotion. A lot of his decisions are based off of another woman's emotions, basically.
Yeah. I
And my
mean,
thing is, why are you so bothered with Billy being there? He's on the chancellor side of the house. Yes, you guys are a merged company, but he's not working for your side of the company.
He is Jill's son.
mm-hmm.
That was he. There's nothing he can rebuttal at all. And you would think he would want to be the more peaceful one, but and I agree with you guys. Every scene, he's always mad and upset, and he doesn't like anything. It's like what's
Like
the
Nick.
purpose of Devon now?
It's like Nick. That's how Nick is. Nick is
Mm-hmm.
always mad about something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Devon is just always just. It's like, are you really cut out for this type of work? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how he originally started out, and the only reason that he made it in his ranks is because he found out that well, he got part of the company from Neil, and then he's a chancellor.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you always is mad. You always gotta put a halt to somebody's idea, or you question it or something. It's like, come on, Devon, really?
And I used to really like Devon, especially when he was with Hillary.
Oh my God, that was my favorite Devon era.
Yes.
Loved him, and I think like the only favorite scene as of late with Devon was the hot scene he had with Abby last year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yep.
I
He just comes off
agree.
as very cold.
Mm-hmm.
And
As
why
if
do you
he's never made a mistake.
Well, right. Like, and you have to argue about everything. I mean, aren't you supposed to pick your battles?
Right.
Everything's a battle. Everything can't be a battle. It's exhausting.
Yep. Well, I mean, the only other now storyline that we got to talk about is this Claire, Cole, and Victoria situation. And I guess Claire decided to finally let Victoria in after having that nightmare of Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Victor has interrogated Cole to figure out what he's going to do about his daughter and if he's going to fall back in love with Victoria.
Can and the thing is, I almost never stick up for Victoria, but in this instance, I feel for her. She thought she lost her child, and the child came back, and now she's trying to, help her daughter come to grips with like her real reality now. And I think the last thing she's thinking of is a man.
Mm-hmm.
Or romance, let alone falling in love. And like, I'm like, Victor, your daughter's going to do what she wants to do. She had no problem, taking Nate to business trips and, getting it on in the Newman office and everything. If she wants to be with Cole, she'll be with them.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. I mean, and then we saw Claire talking about, will I be accepted in the Newman family? I'm like, Mel, maybe have a conversation with Adam, but she's a Victoria's daughter, so she might get a quicker a pathway to the Newman family than Adam will.
I mean, Nikki's already accepted her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
She's usually the one that puts a stop to things. So as long as Nikki is okay with it, then she'll probably be fine.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it wasn't too much with that part. I think without Jordan being in it, it kind of is a slow moving storyline to me.
Yeah, I'm already bored.
Exactly.
I'm bored the minute they arrested Jordan.
Which was so soon. Like, you couldn't have her like be on a run and like just like secretly hide out in like society, or she could be hiding behind cereal boxes. I don't know, but you guys could have utilized this woman a lot more than just putting her in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you giving her the Sheila edit?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's they moved too soon with the plot, the murder plot.
Yeah, well, she'll be back next week. As we saw in the Friday preview.
Looking nuts.
Looking crazy trying to call Claire. They got the right one for this one.
They sure did.
Yes, they did. And then did we have a little bit of Heather this week? Yes, we did. And her and what's the Lucy talking about a grilled cheese sandwich with no cheese in the house?
Yeah.
Yep, did.
I had a joke. I cannot say it. Well, mommy and daddy managed to come together. So no grilled cheese sandwiches were made, but something was made that night. But
oh Lord,
I am going to be the minority, and I said this in the group chat, but I'm okay with Daniel and Heather being together over him and Lily. I personally, I'm not invested in Daniel and Lily like that, and he's not invested in Daniel and Lily like that. So
I just don't like the way they went about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because y'all know that I always love Daniel and Lily, but I gotta say, man, Heather coming back, there's a spark. It's undeniable.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the whole Danny. It's like that ship has sailed. They did that thing with the kids and being dressed up as food on the beach all them years ago. Okay, cool. They were younger, teenagers, but now it's just not there for me.
I just don't like the way they ended their story. Like, they basically ended their relationship while she was away dealing with her daughter who had gone through a traumatic incident.
Did they end it?
Oh, well, you haven't seen Monday's episode.
I haven't either. I'm definitely gonna watch.
Well, you know I dropped the pictures in the group chat.
So that's my issue with it. If they're gonna break up, fine. But I mean, Jesus, poor Lily. Like, what does she do now?
She can't catch a break.
If they do break up, I don't know for sure that that's gonna happen, but I feel like it's trending in that direction. So now, what is there left for Lily?
I mean, is it really any different from soap? I mean, it's a person stepping outside of their relationship in its hot, sexy scenes, and it's. I mean, it's. I feel it's no different. And then the thing is, if he was really serious about it, he would have put a whole stop with Heather. he was an active participant and he clearly enjoyed himself. So if he had Lily at the forefront of his thoughts, then he would have acted like a good boyfriend, but he's not taking Lily that seriously. And I think you said, Letitia, that he's not married. They're not legally married. They were never legally married.
Mm-mm.
They were just in a long-term relationship. Okay, so he's playing the field as a single man,
Yeah,
and
mm-hmm.
it's not right, but it's okay with me to see scenes with him and Heather because I think they have the hotter chemistry to me.
All I know is that Lily can't catch a break. I mean,
That is my biggest issue with it is
Yep.
just the way the Lily character has been dragged along when it comes to men. Like she keeps losing out on these guys that she has been there for when they're going through something tough. Because we see what Heather did. She left Daniel and moved to Spain and found a new man and told him, I've moved on with somebody else. Now that Daniel is, back to his normal self or whatever you want to call it, he's better now. She's like, well, I see the change in you. I want you back. And, Lily is about to get, well, I think Lily is about to get kicked to the curb. So that's my issue with the whole thing. And this is the second time in a row that it's happened to her.
yeah, because with Billy, she
Yeah,
tried to help Billy through all of that, and he got a podcast and tried to get him to work over there at Chancellor, give him a whole job and everything, and he ended up with Chelsea.
yeah, helping another woman in need while he's in a whole relationship.
Mm-hmm. Jack
See,
need to
this
pay
is.
attention to his brother.
Mm-hmm. But it's. I feel for Lily, and then I don't feel for Lily because you were a cheater yourself. You kind of put like when she was married to Kane, she had other like people that were interested in her and that she also entertained. So that's why I feel bad, but I don't feel bad at the same time.
I
So
mean,
who was she with before Billy?
Well, she was in jail.
Oh, that's right.
yeah, that's the other thing.
and
Like,
and then she was with Kane before she went to jail.
yeah, she's basically been single for I don't know how long
Yeah.
before. So it's like, and I mean, what character on here isn't a cheater? So how many,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So how many times is it going to be like, well, she was a cheater before, so oh well. You know what I mean? Like, are they
I got you.
like the show doesn't want to invest in Lily in any way?
I
Well, I guess the only other person, because you said it, because I don't really see her having chemistry with anybody on there. And I know you want Nick to possibly, or one of you guys, I think it was you, Keish, that kind of want to explore Nick and Lily, right?
Sure was.
Yeah, but they're
I
not
was on
going
that
that
bandwagon.
direction at all right
Nope.
now. Mm-mm.
Damn. Put him back in that boring ship with Sharon.
Yep.
She,
But
she
it's
said
that
that boring.
merry-go-round, and then Phyllis is next.
She said that boring ship was because right now, if Danny decides to cut Phyllis off, she's out there as a loose end.
She's in the
But she,
wind.
Yep.
she at least has the option of possibly Tucker.
Right.
I mean,
There's a lot of people that want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
there's literally no options out there left for Lily other than Kyle,
Kyle.
and I don't see that happening.
That ain't happening.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, there's nobody there for her.
Because
Well,
I'm hearing that because now he's free from Audra, that he might try to interrupt this whole thing with Summer and Chance.
I hope he tries. I really hope he does because that would be some good drama, and I want to see him get his face cracked.
So do I. So do I. I want to see him totally dejected, rejected, not picked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It would be funny if Kyle were to see some like Chance come out of Summer's room or something.
I would love.
I would love that, or he just walks in, kind of like how we were hoping Liam would walk in on Hope and Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
We need that same energy. Both of those gentlemen are long overdue of like
They are.
somebody.
Yep.
They are. Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. Did we cover everything this week for Young and the Restless? We covered a lot of ground.
I think so. I mean, I guess we can throw some suggestions for Lily. I honestly, if Wyatt has no purpose on B&B, bring him over to to Y&R and could have that interaction again with Sally too. There's different ways they can kind of shuffle these characters around or bring Lily over to B&B since she's had the fashion background. Something. I don't
I
know.
don't know. They gotta do something. I mean, Elena, we don't even see
At all.
at all.
I think the last we saw her was the Chance thing.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. All of the other characters, including Lauren, Michael, and Kevin, and Gloria, they've all had a little bit of a stint, except for people like Elena. That's it. I mean, why not?
I would totally, I would totally take Lily over at B&B, especially if they brought Justin back since that's her cousin.
Oh, listen, why couldn't they just put Carter with Lily?
Nope.
Who's just?
You want Carter single forever?
Did not miss a beat. There was zero hesitation. It was a flat out.
I know, right? She was like, nope.
You just want Carter to be over there celibate, don't you?
Bree ain't saying nothing.
Not celibate. He's had hotter chemistry with Quinn that I can't see it at all with him and Lily.
Really?
No,
At all.
I could.
I could see it. I don't like him with Katie. That is just boring to me.
We only
Dawn Fest.
I think we've seen like one love scene with them, and that was it. And I think, well, I know both. The actress is directing behind the scenes, and
Right.
Lawrence he's doing acting work. So we were not going to see them as a couple
Mhm.
as much. But the scenes, like the stuff that you posted on Instagram, he has hotter chemistry with Quinn. I have yet to see him have that chemistry since then. And Lily, there's certain men, like when she was with Kane, that brings that out of her. That's why we really don't see that her relationships last that long, especially after she got out of jail.
So
I hated her with Kane.
I couldn't stand the character.
But
Hated her with
I
Kane.
couldn't. No. Mm-mm.
well, the thing is with I guess Carter, Quinn was the fire in there, and she brought it out of him.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that brought it out of him, and so putting Katie with Carter, it's like two mellow individuals like Liam and Hope.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich.
And then like
they forgot to put anything on the bread or between the bread.
Exactly. You're so funny, Trish. And on the flip side, that's why Katie and Bill was hot, because Bill brought it out of Katie.
Mm-hmm.
So you needed like that polar opposite bedroom energy to bring one out of the other. That's why Hope and Liam, I do have a couple of, because I got to post that video that they did a while back where Liam was kind of, with Hope. But it's not like Thope is, though. You know what I mean?
No, he had hotter chemistry with Steffi.
Right.
And I will stand by that. Steffi brought Liam's personality out. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Exactly.
I think that's actually a popular opinion that a lot of people think.
Because there's scenes we can go to.
Right.
That's what personality.
But if you notice... go ahead, Keish.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I feel like both Jackie and Matt are Kim magnets, in my opinion. And the same thing with Krista. Like, you could put them with just about anybody, and they're going to elevate their scene partner.
Right. And that's why I think because Finn is mellow. Hope is mellow. Carter is mellow. And then the fire characters are the Bill, the Quinn, the Steffi, the Thomas, that brings out that fire out of those mellow characters.
Yeah.
That's why Lily and Carter would be a dud.
Yeah,
I agree.
Why
I don't know how they would do it. I wish they would have done it when she came out of jail, and they could have attributed that to her, like, personality change or whatever you want to call it. But they need to, like, fire up that character somehow.
So DeJuan said Audra and Carter. So Audra would bring it out of Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Bree don't like that.
No, I had to think about it. Do I want her with my card?
You
No.
know what? But you know what? But when you put some two hot people together, because if you even with, and we'll talk about Poppy and Bill. Poppy is this free spirit. She's kind of sultry. She's very sensual, and Bill is like that dark bad boy fire energy. I think that's why they work so well together. Because you could put two hot energies together too, just like they did Quinn and Bill back in the day, and they destroyed that room.
Yep. I will always maintain that it was an error that they never put Bill and Quinn in some type of, at least for a year,
I
long
was
relationship.
I was
Yep.
so angry by that.
Yep, I agree. And that's why when they end up putting Bill with Steffi for that period of time, it was a lot of Still fans.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was hot. It was a vast age difference, but it was hot. It was
Gross.
hot.
Who said gross?
I did.
Oh,
Keisha, I said gross.
Yeah, it was a big age difference.
it was, yeah, it's a big age difference, but a lot of people was like, whoa. And that's even to this day they still think Kelly is his kid.
Y'all,
Mm-hmm. All right.
no, no, no,
That
no.
must be our cue to move over the bowls. All
Yeah.
right. So since we're done with the young and the restless, before we switch over to the bold and the beautiful, there is 126 of you in this chat. Make sure you have pressed that like button so you can let the algorithm know that we got good content over here, because we are having a soap fest over here with a lot of good stuff, current, new, old, whatever. Also make sure you subscribe so you and turn on your notifications so you be notified every time a post or video is released. And then make sure you kind of follow on the other platforms. Instagram, like I said, for the next week or so, I'm gonna try to see if I can stretch it out to Valentine's Day. I'll be posting the hottest daytime scenes over there. I was gonna do it on YouTube, but it's gonna be too much of a nightmare. So it's a little bit more flexible with the music. I ain't gotta worry about copyrights and all that type of stuff, because Instagram got lots of up to date music to choose from their thing than we do over here. So follow on Instagram, TikTok, and X and Threads. There's a blog out there. There's merch out there, so you can go and check out all of it. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into bold. I'm going to go over the summary for the bold and the beautiful for the week of January 15th. And it goes a little something like this. Hope believes Thomas, but needs to consider their future, and Finn finally agrees to drop it. Brooke tells Hope to end things with Thomas, but Hope says that he may be her future. And then we have Wyatt telling Bill he might leave LA. Lee calls Poppy and Luna gold diggers, and Eric is overcome to hear that he's going home. Sheila and Deacon are less than thrilled as Poppy dances for Bill at Irgidino, while Eric returns home to the family, and then RJ and Luna arrive as Bill and Poppy get passionate at the beach house. Alright, so let's go ahead and knock out this story about Eric coming home. Might as well get that out the way. Here's my thing. And, finally we come to the end of the storyline. This storyline been going on since September. I mean, and I got sick of I had to skim through a lot of the episodes, even though I did the recap on it. I just couldn't. But, he's finally home. But there's this whole dynamic with Eric talking about the other side. And so Ridge is kind of like wondering if he made the right choice. What do you think about that, you guys?
Get over it, Ridge.
Yeah, there's no point. Just be happy your daddy's at the house. I mean, your father is going to feel a lot of different emotions because he was on the brink of unaliving, and it's probably a lot emotionally to take in. So I mean, he just be there for your dad. Don't sit. I don't understand why he made a whole explanation about why he did what he did. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, you're alive. Just I don't. It's me personally. I wouldn't care as long as I'm here.
Yeah, I'm hoping after today's episode, Rich stops asking that question, because that's all he's been saying from the moment they decided to have that procedure for Eric to save his life. So I'm hoping after this we don't have to hear it again.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. It's one thing, he expresses that he saw Stephanie and, all of this and giving a description of everything, and Ridge is like, well, are you sure? Are you mad at me that I didn't let you go? That's just a weird question,
Yeah,
you know.
and it doesn't need to be repeated over and over again. Like,
Exactly.
the decision made. He's here. Like, let's move on now.
It's almost like you're re-traumatizing him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, the family came over to visit, and a lot of people were saying that Zende was kind of over the top a little bit in this episode. What do y'all think?
I mean,
No, he's happy. This is grandfather. Okay, he's happy. It's okay. It's fine. And the thing is, we know the actor is talented, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe he had to really play it up for this scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. I mean, the way he ran in was a little awkward,
Yeah. Was so awkwardly.
but the general,
It was adorable too.
it was, yeah, it was cute. It was adorable, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah.
I am tired of. I'm trying to understand why we haven't seen
Thomas.
Thomas with Eric. We haven't seen him with Eric since the party, right? Because he was
Exactly.
never at the hospital. I mean,
Well,
they said dialogue that Thomas had gone to visit him in the hospital, but they never gave us the actual scenes.
did we actually see Zende at the hospital?
No.
Nope, we only heard
No.
talk about it.
We only people we seen at the hospital is RJ and Luna.
And Steffi.
It's
And
Instead,
everything.
right? But I'm, of the grand. Well, I guess Steffi is his granddaughter too. But
Yeah.
she was up there with Finn a lot, fussing about that whole Xander thing. But they made it look like Thomas and Zende were visiting off screen.
Right. Yeah, you only heard about it. We never saw the scenes. I don't know. Maybe that was just a scheduling issue. I just thought it was odd. I feel like that should have been one of the things that they made it a point to show Thomas on screen with his grandfather.
Right. I kind of wish they would have had a rotation.
And sorry.
I kind of wish they would have had a rotation. Had Thomas come in, Zende come in. Where's Thorne? He just fell off the side of the hospital or something, right?
And Bridget. And
Bridget, they
Yep.
just disappeared. It's just, I don't know. They do some weird things on Bold to me.
Yeah. I think they even talked about the other kids coming into town, but it was off screen.
Right. Oh, yeah, they did say that. That Felicia and all of them finally came in. We ain't never seen nothing.
It
Like,
was
come on, man, let them make some money.
Phew.
yeah.
Screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Luna is getting all the screen time.
Yes, she is. Ooh-wee. She getting a lot.
And if I were Krista Allen,
Well, we're going to talk about that because I want to tie that into the whole thing with Wyatt.
That beach, wow.
But let's kind of go over to Lee. Lee,
That was cruel and unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why did she just, I understand that back in November when she was talking about she couldn't have kids of her own and how she was jealous that Poppy had friends, but okay. Y'all are not in high school anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know. She's just so she's just so angry with this woman.
Well, and
Penelope.
she's unpleasant. I mean, yeah, the tone that she uses when she says her, she doesn't say her name, she spews it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
snarls. Yep.
Penelope.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
need them to come up with a little more to this feud that
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's a feud. It's just hatred that Lee has towards her sister. Cause
and jealousy.
yeah,
And it's. I was really kind of hoping that later down the line they would go back to that hospital story. I thought something would have came out by then, but now it just makes Lee look like this bitter, jealous woman.
I kind of wish that they would have threw in maybe Poppy slept with Jack.
yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people was thinking it was because she's way too angry with her for it to just be some random person.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was really keeping my fingers crossed, and then nothing happened after that, and then we didn't see Lee for a while. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's done. And then she pops in, Penelope.
And then she was like, I heard you talking to a man on the phone by the name of Bill. I guess some rich suitor. I'm like,
And that's what I wish Poppy would get some cojones, because at the same time, yes, we're sisters, but I'm still a woman. You will not disrespect me. And so what if it was Bill's friend? And that's a
well, I
concern for
mean,
you. Why?
she calling her a gold digger, and then she described the type of man that she likes, somebody tall and handsome and rich. And I'm thinking like half of the women on TikTok are wanting a 6 foot man with 6 figures and 6 inches. So I mean,
Right.
come on.
What? Who told you that last part?
Well, more than 6 inches, okay. But that's what they call it the 666 or whatever.
That is so funny.
But yeah, it's like Lee. I think a lot of women be talking about they looking for that kind of man, But she making it look like she's just out here just scheming for whatever.
No, I wouldn't mind if that's what she was doing. It would be entertaining.
I just kind of wish Leah go find her own business. Go find you somebody to talk to.
Go find you a man. Didn't we say that Lee should kind of get with Eric?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, she would not be worried about Donna. And if Donna thought she was worried about Pam, Lee isn't scared of nothing. It's the same woman who put Sheila's face and played a bowl of egg.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Donna doesn't stand a chance. Actually, you know what? Lee, go get Eric. Go get Santa Claus, and and she will gladly be the wife. She would kind of fill in the Stephanie role where where she would get on the Logans. I think she would be perfect for it.
You sure would.
Well, the interesting thing is that even though Lee is so hateful, or I don't know if she completely hate her sister, but the energy she give off. When Poppy found out from Bill that Sheila came after her, Poppy was pissed.
Yeah, she was very defensive of her sister.
So she
looking like you took this woman to the restaurant where another woman tried to, not at the restaurant, but your waitress tried to unalive her sister, and you guys continue to sit there like this is normal. I need the show to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
I know that they don't have another restaurant set, but Bill is a billionaire. Have him have a private dinner at his home or something.
Girl.
Like that would have made more sense than them going to the restaurant that Sheila works at.
Did they get rid of that set?
What set?
Bill set?
Yeah, because I'm like, why are they filming at the beach house more often than not now?
I don't know. When did we see it last?
The Sheila after she got.
We saw it after Liam broke up with Hope because he went to stay with Bill.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Several months ago.
Well, we haven't seen Thomas's house in a long time either.
Right.
Mm-mm. Now, now we're over at Irgidino, and they're having a date, and Bill dares her to dance.
Hmm.
There was a lot of people in my comment sections across my social media platforms talking about how cringy it was. What did y'all think about? What did y'all think about the dance?
She tried to pop the little hip bone, and there was no rhythm, but she tried, and she got the billionaire in the end.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Bill was he was mesmerized by it.
What do you think, Trish?
I mean, it was adorable that she tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She, I thought that the way that she did with her hands around her head and when she looked back at him, I thought that was a really cute look on her face. I think she is very teasingly sultry,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's gonna be hot between the two of them.
What's
My
what? What's with
I
these?
think. Oh,
No, go ahead, Keish.
I was just gonna say my thing is she's supposed to be a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's. That's what the character is acting like.
That's
And,
right.
and Bill dared her to do it.
She
So
did it.
she just randomly got up and started dancing. Which even if she did, I would have been okay with it because again, she's a free spirit.
Yep.
So
Interpretive dance is a whole different thing.
Yeah, but
yep,
they say that she's a ballet dancer.
she
Remember,
is.
Luna said that her mom is a ballet dancer and something at the circus or something like that. I forgot what she said.
Well, Romy Park is actually a ballet dancer in real life.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
okay.
Uh, nah,
I wish I didn't know that because I'm like, because I was not expecting the dancing aspect of it, but I'm like, Lee, how can your sister be a 304 if she has no rhythm?
well, I mean, I heard all types of things. People were saying that it was cringy. Some people were saying she acting like a stripper, and yeah, the comments were flying.
Which
So,
strip club?
No stripper would dance. No, that's definitely not stripper. It would be more.
Like a cocktail waitress.
Not well. Okay, so you know when you go out with the girls and everybody's trying to do that one move where you're rolling your hip around, and some people can, like you said, pop that hip, and other people can try to pop a hip, but sometimes when your frame is so small,
mhm.
you don't really have a hip to pop. And so that move doesn't work for certain really petite body styles because the hip is just not hipping.
Oh my God, Trish, you are hilarious. I got a
Wait,
question though. What's with
okay.
these pills that
Is
she?
she microdosing?
I don't know what
I
this
think
is.
so. I honestly think
Because
so.
that's a really big thing right now, and it's being talked about all over the place.
I mean, it's legal
Yep.
in California, so she might.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Okay,
this.
somebody help me understand what is microdosing. Microdosing what?
Mushrooms,
Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
psilocybins.
mm,
But
interesting.
again, it's microdosing. It's not like you're going to be out of your mind. You know,
Happy trees. Herbal
it's
essence.
it's edge off.
Yeah, because it was interesting when she popped one at the table, and then she popped one when her and Bill was at the house, and he was like, he said something about it. She was like, "Oh no, this is not whatever," and I'm like, why do they keep showing that? I'm just, I don't know. I'm not too keen on it
Maybe
myself.
maybe somebody who's tied in with the show has invested heavily in a microdosing company, and they want to make sure people see what's happening.
I think it's going to come back up at some point in some way. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but they make it a point to show it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I think something is going to happen.
There's gonna be some meaning or storyline that could come behind the pill popping.
Or they'll
Cause
try to tie it in.
somebody got in the comment section and called her pill popping Poppy.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, they listen. These comments be these
And
com-
we love you for it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
See, I call her Penelope. I call her by her government name. It's good enough for her sister. It's good enough for me.
Mm, mm,
Penelope.
mm.
Penelope. I just like the name Poppy. It's just cute. It's a fun name. Poppy.
Now, Deacon, do you guys think he was enjoying watching that
Of
dance?
course he was.
Mm-hmm. You
Shoot.
saw bump him.
Yeah, he better watch it. Sheila been to cut
Right?
him off at the neck.
And not only that, I mean, Sheila already almost tried to take her sister out, so she's not above it.
Exactly.
Uh-uh.
Because he was sitting up there smiling and Sheila looking at him like, excuse me, what do you think you doing?
I really wish they didn't call it dancing. It was. She was trying to release her hip flexors or something. Terribly, but I mean, if it works for
Oh
if it
my
worked for
God.
them,
So,
We could call it a sway move.
Monique Abram in the comments, I know y'all probably heard of this song. She said, somebody come get her because she's dancing like a stripper. Y'all remember that song?
I do.
oh my god,
You guys are just crazy. Oh my goodness.
a low paid stripper at that.
Mm, 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 mm. Okay.
Leave my girl alone.
Look, we were just trying to encourage her to get some better dance moves. If she gonna move like a stripper, I mean, at least move like you want the money.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
trying to make the effort. You can't make it rain with those moves.
Right. Yeah. But she's with the billionaire, so evidently she can.
Mm-hmm.
So Melissa Spencer in the comment section said, "Did anyone see Sheila playing with that knife like she was cutting with those limes?"
It was a wine. It was a corkscrew opener or wine bottle opener.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh, okay.
was
So
a little corkscrew like around on her finger.
Lee's gonna show up, and then later the police are gonna find Poppy next to the dumpster in the back, and Lee's gonna blame Sheila.
Oh my goodness.
She might think Sheila. Who knows?
Is that maniacal or what?
It
Yeah.
would be. Do you think Lee would care?
Not with the.
No.
That's a
Now, let me ask you this because somebody brought this up. I don't know if it was in the group chat or in the comment section. Somebody said that it would have been an awesome scene while Poppy was doing that dance. Lee show up at Il Giardino.
That's what I was hoping for.
Me too.
Man, that would have been crazy. Lee would have lost it.
Could you just hear it now? What are you doing, Penelope?
Right, exactly.
Penelope.
You know, and when she says it, she has this way of the way she moves her mouth. She gets her mouth so tight. It's like, man alive, that is intense.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought she slept with her husband.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So then they leave the restaurant and they head over to the beach house, which I don't understand that unless he just didn't want Poppy to know where he lived. You got a whole mansion with thousands of rooms in it. So
It was enough for Sheila.
Exactly. You took Sheila up in there, but obviously he had a master plan that we found out later.
I mean, let's be real. It's not like that beach house is not worth millions of dollars. I mean, it's right on the beach. Isn't it Malibu or something? I mean,
It's supposed to be not far from Steffi's house.
that's
Right.
some expensive real estate right there.
Which is why Taylor had bought the property to be closer to her grandkids.
Okay, so
That whole thing just, I was like, are y'all really doing this to us right now?
yeah, okay, so let's talk about that because I thought Taylor owned it. Did
Yep.
she sell it back to Wyatt?
That was that's what my assumption was because all Wyatt said was, thank you for letting me stay here when Taylor after Taylor moved out or something like that. So I just assumed that she sold it back to Bill, and Wyatt was renting it from him.
They really sped that whole thing up because Taylor bought that house when she thought Ridge was moving in with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then they gave us no like background as to what's happening with Taylor. Did she just take
Nope.
off? Is she coming back? It's just, oh, she just sold the house and she left.
Yeah,
That was so
I don't
disrespectful.
I don't get it. I don't understand why that show cannot seem to fill in the blanks. Like they know people are wondering, okay, so what's the state of Taylor's character, of the Taylor character on this show? Like we have no clue what's going on with her. The last time we saw her was what, when she was
In the room with
Becky?
Brooke.
So she was.
It was it? Or no, she was talking to Thomas. I think her last plea or attempt to speak with Thomas.
I thought it
And
was
we
like
didn't
in
see her.
October. It was because she wasn't on in November at all. She came back and for a few weeks at the beginning of October. We were all excited about it. And then she had maybe one more toward like around the 19th of October. And then poof, she was
Nowhere to
gone.
be seen.
She was gone. And so that brings me to Wyatt because Wyatt had got on social media saying, hey, I'm gone. I don't know what happened, but I'm out. And then all of a sudden, he gets to have a couple of scenes where he's telling, obviously, Bill yesterday that, I think I'm going to leave LA. I'm like, that was a generic way to get him out of here, but I guess because we didn't get nothing from Taylor.
Right.
Mm-mm.
That just tells you. I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to make assumptions. None of us were there, but
Yeah, I got
just the
you.
perception of the situation
Right. I know what you're
makes it look
talking
like it
about.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some messy stuff. Anyway, um, yeah, I'm glad they kind of figured out a way to exit him, but you didn't exit Thorn. He could have said, Dad, I'm glad you're home and you're doing okay. I'll check in with you later. Same thing with Bridget, his daughter.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Their
it,
inability to close the loop on things it's mind blowing.
Yep.
And they constantly do that with Taylor's character, and it's
Yeah, they do.
annoying.
Yeah.
Especially since they wrote a whole story bringing up the Emma thing, and people questioning Hope's feelings. This is where Taylor really should have been on Hope's neck, or at least there to defend her son. They just completely just written her off, sold her house, no explanation, nothing. It's a disservice that they continuously do with this character, and I hate it.
Yeah.
yep, I agree with you. And this is technically, because I know there was some things about recurring status and they were only going to give her this amount of whatever. But there's plenty they could write for her right now with both her children.
Yep, exactly. Missed
Steffi,
opportunity.
Steffi is going through some stuff with this Xander situation. Thomas is definitely going through it.
Yep.
And you got Brooke hanging around, and I mean, granted, she's part of the core characters of the show, but it's like Steffi and Thomas, their mom should be there.
Yeah. They have nobody.
Just
I don't
right.
even count Rich.
Oh no, he's
Because
like
his
only
foot
a
is
quarter
halfway
there.
in the door, halfway out.
I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. And with all this like worry about him, uh, reacting a certain way, or he might go back to his old ways. You would think you would have the mother, the therapist, to kind of step in to ensure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it just suck. And a lot of people really liked the actress.
Yeah.
And, for, poof, she's gone. It just sucks to this whole storyline. I honestly think that right now, Ridge this current Ridge have more chemistry with Krista.
He absolutely did.
You
Even when they
know,
didn't kiss, it was just a look in their eyes, the way they kind
Yes.
of breathe close to each other. I was hoping for more of that.
Yeah.
Hoping.
yeah, what we
But
saw in Aspen, I kind of want more of that. You remember?
Yeah.
mm,
What a waste of an opportunity.
There was
Exactly.
what was it? There was the scene where they were at Forrester, and I think it was when she first found out about Thomas and Hope, and it was her and Ridge in the office
Mhm.
talking.
Mhm.
Like it started out, Carter was in there, and then he left, and then it was just her and Ridge talking.
Mhm.
And they were standing like what looked like inches away from each other, like their faces, and just like the looks that they were giving each other, it was just like, oh my gosh. Like I cannot believe this show is really passing up the opportunity to put these two together.
Right.
same way they passed up opportunity to put Taylor and Bill together.
Mm.
And they've been in each other's lives a whole lot longer, but we've never seen them cross paths romantically. And Krista and Don DeMont, they're gorgeous people. They would have made a cute couple.
Mm.
Yeah, I still would. I was still very interested in putting Torsten K with Krista. I just they just left that unfinished to me.
Yeah, their personalities, just the looks, the everything was there for them.
Yeah, the ad libs, everything, they were a perfect mesh. And I feel like that was the same thing that happened with Denise Richards. Because I was reading some stuff online and I heard something similar to what
Mhm.
happened with Krista.
Yeah, yeah,
They said,
yeah. Well, you got to fill me in on that one in the group chat.
yeah, but Thorson has great chemistry with Catherine Kelly Lang. I will say that, but
She does.
I don't know
hot
about.
steamy chemistry with Taylor, with every other woman outside of her.
Well,
I'm
when you
sorry, but I
I
don't see
don't.
the chemistry with
Mm mm.
KKL. I think she had much better chemistry with Ron Moss.
yeah,
I don't see it there with Thorsten K.
I tend to agree with that, Keisha, and I think too. When Ridge and Brooke are together, they are talking about the destiny and talking about it's the same old stuff, but
Right.
they rarely are laughing. There's rarely. It just seems so tired, Whereas Taylor, that character with Krista Allen playing her was just a breath of fresh air. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, she's acting like a teenager. Oh, she's, this is stupid. But to me, she was just a breath of fresh air. And they laughed a lot and they goofed around a lot. And I just thought it was just a funner chemistry. And him and Brooke are always just stressing each other out. It's all they ever do.
And
And
they
you
always.
know what I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like into I think it was today's episode or yesterday when she walked in on Luna
RJ.
and RJ, and then when she went across the hall and walked in on Ridge and Carter hugging, and she was like, "Oh, I did it again! Oh my gosh! I just walked in on Luna," and it was like she was trying to be goofy or silly, and it's like it that doesn't work for KKL like it does for Krista.
No.
Mm-mm.
Do you think like they're maybe phasing her out
Who?
because KKL?
Oh,
Because
she's a focal point on that show.
I don't really see her as a focal point. I feel like she is kind of in the Stephanie role now because where she kind of is faded a little bit into the background, but still in someone's business, but faded into the background. She doesn't have a real position at Forrester at all. We have no idea what this woman does.
All I see,
Yeah, real
Brooke.
story.
All I see Brooke doing is fussing at Hope about being with Thomas and fussing with Ridge about what's going on with Thomas. It's like
That's,
that's it. You know,
yeah,
and
that's literally been her whole purpose ever since she got Ridge back.
And she forgot about making her own wedding dress. They're supposed to plan the wedding of the century, you guys.
right. And that
I hope
didn't
they
happen. I don't know. I'm just, you know what? To me, there's nothing there with those two. There's no energy. She had more energy when she was with Bill.
I agree.
Yeah.
They have more energy with other people.
Right.
Yes.
But not to say they don't have cute moments, and like
No.
Thorsten K is a very handsome, very sexy, debonair
He's
type of
that
man.
rugged kind of
He's a
sexy.
rugged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that should immediately, as a, for her character to really be drawn into that, and I don't really get that with Brooke too often, as we've seen in the past. That's why it makes me wonder, maybe they're phasing her out. Like, hey, she's retired from her 304 activities. She's elevated to, a reform 304.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even that for me. It's just they just haven't. I don't. They need other people to to make their story interesting.
Right.
Like without the Taylor character, or without Brooke having some type of adversary on the show, like there's no Quinn, there's no Shauna, Taylor's gone.
Sheila's there.
She's but they don't do anything with the two of them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not there. I don't know. It's boring without her at odds with somebody, and that's not to say that it needs to be a triangle. They could have totally had Taylor on this show, having them go at it with each other, having nothing to do with Ridge. It could have been about their kids. She hates Taylor's kids. It could have been solely about that.
Girl, they spent the better half of 2023 having that stupid pact. And we're gonna be friends and we're gonna sing Kumbaya and we don't need no man and all this sort of kind of stuff, which of course we all know how that ended, and then boom, Taylor was gone again.
Yep.
It just sucked, so but anywho, we gotta move on. Um let's move on to this whole storyline leading into from the Xander situation, because I know everybody ready to talk about Hope and Thomas and all this stuff. First of all, Finn decided after some pleading from Steffi that he was going to drop it. Now, at first I didn't believe him, but we didn't get a chance because Poppy, Bill, and RJ and Luna took up the rest of the week. So I don't know if Finn is going to drop it or not. Do you think he's going to drop it?
I think he's going to drop it, but I think something is going to happen to put it back in his orbit. Like I don't think he's telling Steffi, okay, I'm not gonna pursue this anymore, and then go behind her back and still be digging into it. I think something is gonna happen to pull him back into that drama, and that's how he's gonna get involved again.
Gotcha.
I don't know what. I don't know if it's gonna be Xander rolling through his emergency room because something happened to him, or Xander just popping back up at his office again and pulling him back in some way, but I'm not buying it. This because what was the point of even putting him in the first place if this was all it was going to take was for him to just say, okay, I'll drop it. It just seems too easy to me.
Gotcha. What do you guys? Go ahead, Bree.
I was going to say, the same way they dropped those two kisses we still haven't talked about on screen yet.
Girl, I'm wondering if they ever gonna do it.
It's not going to happen, because they would have been. We would have seen multiple scenes where they look back at the kiss and like reminisce and all of that, and we haven't seen that happen yet. I don't think those kisses are going to come up. But as far as Finn staying out of it, I feel that he will. I feel kind of like what you were saying, Keish, before, I think last week, where they're just trying to get this out the way so they can really put Hope and Thomas as a couple. I'm starting to kind of really feel that that's the direction they're going in. Finn, and I feel like the thing with Finn stepping in, I feel, is to kind of just rattle Finn and Steffi's relationship a little bit, because as far as we've seen, like, she came back and it's been nothing but issues since then. So I think it's just another crack to kind of break them up and put Liam in. I think it's just smoke and mirrors, like, kind of like what you were saying last week, Keith.
And what do you think, Trish?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree with everything you guys are saying. It's just another tired plot.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
It just,
right, go ahead.
yeah, it just get too way too easy.
Yeah.
I think something is gonna pop back up and it's gonna cause problems again with Finn and Steffi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam. And I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the biggest reason why he's going to keep his mouth shut. Because once again, his wife just came back, and he knows Liam is hiding in any and every bush, just waiting to try to be with Steffi.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the drama that I needed them in. Not dope drama. Like for what?
Well, let's speak about dope drama because, and this ties into what I posted on YouTube and on X and on Instagram and on TikTok. So, Hope acted completely surprised to find out from Thomas that he was on the road that night on Mulholland Road. Like she never knew nothing. And of course, back in 2019, she was told that he was on the road. That whole thing, it was just like, are you serious right now? Because she already knew, and then they turned around and played it like she didn't know. Okay, writers. Um, but then she gave the impression that she told Thomas, you know what, I'm gonna need some time to think about this. I don't know about our future. I believe you, but I don't know about our future. And then Brooke comes into this and she's saying that he might be her future. What do you think about that whole thing? Whoever want to go first.
I am glad that she somewhat stood up to her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Is the most that she stood up to her mom in regards to Thomas. This is kind of playing into Hope's character right now, where she's lost and she's confused and she's being pulled in so many different directions, but has this intensity for Thomas. I think I'm hoping that she at least says that she loves him and ready for a committed relationship by February sweeps. I feel like maybe they're leaning us towards that direction, so maybe they're getting
Well,
rid of some of the
Thomas
loose ends.
Thomas is going to get his answer on Tuesday, January 23rd, about the status of the relationship. Spoiler alert.
I mean, she's already told her mom. She told her mom in that conversation, "You're gonna have to accept the fact that me and Thomas are together." So, I think we know what her answer is going to be when she talks to Thomas.
So help me understand how she has such a switch. She could have said that same thing earlier before Thomas left the house, but then she was it something Brooke said that pushed her into changing in that direction?
It's Hope Logan.
Yeah.
Hope,
I
Hope always says one thing and then says something else in the next scene, and that's just what she does. Like I have
she's a
no
people
clue why.
pleaser. She's a
Yeah.
people pleaser.
She'll tell you what she thinks you want to hear. But in the case of Brooke, I don't blame her because first of all, Brooke is like the last person should be talking to anybody about relationships and giving relationship advice. I mean, come on, man, that woman has not a good track record, not even with Destiny. It's laughable. So just don't ever go to Brooke Logan for relationship advice. It's not going to work. And the other thing that's laughable about that is that, I mean, didn't Hope already say out loud that Thomas awakened her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do not say something like that. You do not say something like that. And y'all, I am still waiting for when Liam pushes her so far that she finally says that to him, that Thomas awakened something in her so that Liam understands that he's not the ticket.
Oh, he got an eyeful from the captain. when she turned her back and went over to Thomas and they were still getting it in, and he's like just looking in the window. He got a full view that he was never the one putting it down. And I think before that, when he found out she was fantasizing about Thomas while they were having sex, he knew it was never him. I feel with Hope, her actions are kind of speaking for what's really, deep in her heart.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, once again, she's a people pleaser, so she's trying to accommodate and say, whatever to get people off of her back. But her actions say that she wants Thomas, even after the fact, after everyone shared every little story that they had regarding Thomas, she was perfectly fine bending it back over for him the same day.
I just don't understand the point of, like, when she told Thomas, I have some things I need to think about, but you believe that he didn't,
Do
hurt
it.
Emma.
Right.
So what are you, like? I wish she would have been more clear about what is it that you need to think about. Is it because he initially lied to everybody about being out on the road, but he could have kept his mouth shut and he didn't have to tell her anything. So the fact that he said it to her, the fact that he let her know that he was there that night when he didn't have to, like, is that not enough? Like, I don't understand. What are you thinking about?
Right.
And I am glad though that she didn't give the details to Brooke, because I was somewhat concerned that she might. I mean, I figured she was smarter than that because she knows how much Brooke, has disdain for Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that she didn't, like, go into. I wish she just wouldn't have let Brooke know at all that there was some issues there. But I'm glad that she didn't go into detail about what the real issue was.
Mm-hmm.
Because Brooke would have took that information and ran with it. Which I know that you guys were saying she already knew that Thomas was there, but I thought, and I didn't see the video that you posted, I thought the issue was people were accusing him of being there, but he had always denied it, so nobody knew that he actually was there.
So the denial and everything happened in June. What Liam told them about happened on August 9th.
What did Liam say?
Liam actually told her that number one, Emma was the one that was going to tell her everything. He talked about Zoe. He talked about Xander. He talked about Emma on the way to the house, and the fact that Thomas was chasing her that night on the way to her house, and that Thomas known, all this time that was the case, and didn't say anything because by her, Thomas and Hope was married at the time. By then. Mm-hmm.
But did he not maintain? Did he not maintain that whole time that he was never there, even though they thought or made the assumption that he was there chasing Emma?
I don't understand the question. Say that again.
Did Thomas not maintain that whole time when he was accused of being on the road with Emma? Did he not maintain that entire time that he was never there up until now? And I thought Ridge was the only one that knew that he was on the road that night.
Well, all I know is, and we can dig deep into all of that later, but what I found out with the timeline is that accident happened somewhere around, what was it, May or June of 2019. And then that information came out from Liam. Because originally he was clear. Liam went checking the car, and Brooke was checking the car and couldn't find anything. And then it came out in August that he was behind her. So, I mean, we can go back through all of those. Because, like I said, Brooke and Liam was ones that was checking Thomas's vehicle, and they couldn't find anything at that time. But then
Xander did too, right?
Mm-hmm. He had the tracking device. Oh, he read the GPS.
Yeah. So I guess I thought.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You still there, Keish? I don't know, her phone signal went out.
Something's out, yeah.
Um, I was gonna say, with we had a whole executive producer go on a show with
Mm-hmm.
both Scott Clifton and Matt Atkinson, and they have clearly stated that he did not unalive Emma.
Right.
That's why and this was done, what, 6 months ago or something like that. So I'm like, why are you guys even remotely bringing this up? Unless it's what Keisha was saying, where they want to tie in all the loose ends so Hope and Thomas can actually be together without anyone bringing up the whole Beth storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a whole executive producer, same Casey, regarding the Chris Allen stuff. Same Casey go on live and say, Thomas did not unalive Emma, and made it crystal clear. So it's unnerving that they would do that to the fans. It's like, what are you trying to, like, why are you trying to pull our heartstrings like this, right? We love Thope together. We actually were rooting for this couple so badly, and you guys are trying to torpedo it with all this unnecessary old news. Beth is 7.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree. What you think, Trish?
No, I agree completely. To bring this back up was ridiculous because, I mean, all the video shows the bright headlights. If you are running someone off the road, you're going to be so close to them that they're not going to see your headlights because you're going to literally be pushing their car off the road. And if you're not pushing their car off the road from behind and you're not next to them, swerving into them, running them off the road, then you're not running them off the road. Being behind someone and flashing your lights at them is not running someone off the road. I'm so over it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Keith, you back? Did you finish what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm back. I was just saying, the bottom line to what I was saying was I thought that, yes, everybody, well, Xander, Liam, accused him of being on the road, but never had any proof. Even though they told everybody, we think Thomas was behind her, we know Thomas was chasing her, we just don't have the proof. And I thought Thomas always maintained the whole time, regardless of when they found the information out or started assuming this information. I thought that he maintained the entire time that he was never there, and that was what the shock was to Hope, was that he told her back then that he was never on the road, even though he was accused of it. And now he's saying, he's telling her that I lied to you back then. I was actually on the road. And the only person that, well, she doesn't know that Ridge knows, but we know that Ridge knows about it.
Monique Abrams says she was on Twitter Space and they were like, Thomas should tell Hope everything, like how he drugged Liam and forced a letter from Caroline saying that she wanted Hope to raise Douglas.
We don't need to do all that.
No. And plus, it won't even matter because people are not going to stop this woman from running around her couch. This man is tapping in literally into the Hope that we all want to see. She's awakened, she's lively, she's fun and more interesting, and this man has a clear hold on her, because if she wanted nothing to do with him, she wouldn't have never initiated the kiss in Italy.
Yeah, and Thomas is not the only character that has secrets in his past. I mean, who knows about what everything that Bill has done?
Exactly.
Didn't he try to drop Amber off of a cliff?
Yep.
And actually, he knocked Ridge out of the helicopter. He almost blew up his own son. Bill has done probably more diabolical, evil things than Thomas has. Now, granted, Thomas has his ways, but he was not the initiating. He never initiated the whole Beth storyline. He was at the very tail end. Whereas anything that we saw Bill do, he was there from start to finish and did not give an F about who cared about what he did. It was, and everyone respected him for being him. But it's like, why are you guys trying to nitpick so badly regarding Thomas?
Exactly.
And like Rick has done far worse things than Thomas.
Yep.
Shoot, if
Well,
you want to pick on somebody, you got Sheila. I mean, Sheila done so much stuff across two different shows.
right.
But for
Well,
some
and-
reason, every single bad deed that Thomas has ever done has to come out, and everybody has to know about it.
Yep. And Brooke shoved him off a cliff, and Hope shoved him into a vat of what she thought was acid and ran away. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah. Did Ridge ever find out about that, or did they keep that a secret?
I don't remember.
And thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. They had a whole storyline about there being a tumor in this man's head. So it's like the fact that the writers are not fact checking some parts of the show. That's why I was glad you posted that thing on IG regarding Liam bringing that news to Hope already. It's like we're not stupid fans. We are highly invested into the show, the characters, and we love good storytelling. And when we see just the misinformation, it makes no sense to us. It makes us not want to watch. Well, for myself, it makes me sometimes I don't want to watch the show.
Hey, Bree. Rachel says Bree with the metaphors for the win.
I saw that.
Oh my God, yeah. But Nessa Denise said this storyline is ultimately to break up Sin, not Thope.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, well, that would tie back into what you said earlier, Keish, about something triggering Finn to get back into this whole pursuit of Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Because there's literally no other reason to have had Finn involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
They created some type of contempt for Thomas in him for no reason.
Now, KH said that the tumor was after Emma's, though. It explained the mannequin, not Emma's stuff. What do y'all think?
I mean, a tumor's not going to grow that quickly. I would assume like that had affected him maybe over time, kind of the same way it affected Pam years ago.
Yeah, Pam had scar tissue or something when she went after Donna, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it was the same similar thing.
Okay, I just saw that out there. I wanted to see what y'all think. What do you think, Trish? You think the tumor being after Emma should cover both storylines?
It could. I mean, it really just depends on what the writers pick out of the subject matter hats.
Exactly. All I know is that it seems like with what Hope told her mom is that she's forcing her to come to, a resolution of the fact that they're going to see Thomas as her future. And it just left us with that because, like I said, the second half of the week was all about Bill and Poppy. But, like I said, January 23rd episode is going to give a decision to Thomas about what Hope decide for their future, which I would hope after what she was saying to her mom that she's going to move forward. That's my thought.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense if she didn't say that. With even with everything that she said to Thomas, she said she believes him. So, I mean, what?
What else? Right?
What else could she? What other decision could she be making?
Yeah. We actually got another love scene coming up between Bill and Poppy the end of next week too. So.
Let's hope she got some rhythm for that.
Girl, you a fool. What you say?
Sometimes when you ride a stallion, you just kind of let go with the flow of the horse.
Oh my God.
And he looked, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bill has a nice body.
Yeah,
God, the mod is still has not aged a bit. Missed a step. He is still gorgeous.
Yeah, the man looks good. Yeah, he do. I mean, I would like to see him and Phyllis.
That's my dream. That's my
Oh,
dream
you
couple.
guys, that could be good. Yeah.
Send Phyllis over to, if y'all can't find nothing for her on The Young and the Restless, send her out to LA for a little while. That's a
I
must.
agree. Like they could swap Wyatt for Lily.
Oh,
Yep.
I guess. They,
There be more variety that they could have put Liam with Lily. Actually, it
mm,
kind of could work.
you think
Kinda,
so?
kinda.
You don't
But
think it takes
Liam
long
cannot get away with that stuff that he does with Hope and Steffi. Because I think Lily would put her foot down, like, no, you're going where? No, no. I think that would be a kind of a cute look. More over than Carter. I'm not approving that.
Oh my God. There you go with the Carter. Girl, you silly.
Can
Ah, mm-hmm.
did we talk about the Carter and Eric conversation?
What you got on it?
I was so annoyed with that. You would think that Carter did not have a family growing up.
You would have thought he was the adopted Forrester child.
Right. Like,
And it's Marcus, his Carter's brother.
ugh,
Wait.
I hated it. It would have been okay, if he would have been like, you guys have been like family to me for the past however many years I've been working here. Like, I appreciate how much the opportunities that you've given me, what you've done for me, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. There was just something about that convo with Eric that annoyed me.
It annoyed me too. But at the same time, Carter really should be kissing Eric's feet after sleeping with his ex-wife.
Thank you.
So and he stayed in a high executive level position without being anything. I mean, he really should be looking at him as the father, as a host, everything.
That man grew up with a daddy. Eric is not that man's father. He's known Eric for 10 years. Like, and he's in his 40s. I want him to stop.
I agree. But like, and I find it really interesting that we haven't really seen much of Carter's family. We don't even know he has sisters. We don't know if his parents are alive. We don't know anything except that we know he's from Houston.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I've always wished that they had expanded some of Carter's family on this show.
I mean, we see all of Lee's family. We got the Buckinghams, we got the Avants. Everyone has been able to showcase, more depth in their storylines. We've never seen that with Carter at all, except for when Marcus was on the show, and we barely saw them connect then either.
Yeah.
Monique Abrams said, "What scenario would you like for Hope to finally say to Thomas that I love you?"
I just don't want it to be surrounded in some type of traumatic event that's happening. I want her to say it when they're not excuse me, under stress of anything. I don't want any situation where Thomas is like possibly dying or in danger. I want it to be just like a nice, normal, romantic, quiet moment between the two of them. Because otherwise it's going to be, oh, she only said it because she thought he was, getting ready to pass away or, something like that. I want it to be a pure I love you from her heart because that's how she feels.
I do too. That's why a part of me is feeling that maybe next week she's going to turn him down. And then that cuts them off. And then she's going to be like, go back to that fantasy phase where she's going to want and earn and like desire Thomas again. I think she's going to run to him, and then maybe by February sweeps, I love you, Thomas.
I just hope it's in a situation where it's with a clear mind, not just something after maybe sleeping together or something, where she actually shows clearly that she is in love with Thomas and that she chooses to have a future with him, and it's not based on, like you said, I think that was you, Keish, that said something traumatic has happened, or pillow talk after you had post clarity, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So I kind of want a sit down conversation that she put her heart out on the table.
Right. Kind of like what they did in the beginning before she kissed him in Italy. They were in a hotel and like she was talking about, being Brooke Logan's daughter and like no one's understanding her personality. I love that. And it made me kind of jealous when I saw the scene between Chance and
Summer.
Summer. Like we actually got to see him go on a date. We got to see them kind of connect.
You know
And
what? You're right. We haven't seen Thomas and Hope on a date outside
Nope.
of.
exactly.
The only date we saw was that the
The
little
one that
setup
Douglas
that
put
Douglas
together.
put together. And that's what I've been saying this whole time is like, why can't we see them out on a normal date, like a couple, like, you know what I mean, like a couple.
Shoot, even
Yeah.
Bill and Poppy had 2 dates.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. I The only other person we haven't heard from as much is Douglas, actually. And I think
Mhm.
that might be the push for Hope.
That's what I do. See. I don't want that. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Where's
But
Douglas? We need Douglas to nudge them." And I'm like, that's what I don't want because Douglas was used in the very beginning when he came back to town as a way to get to Hope. And I know that he's not doing that now, but I don't want Douglas anywhere near the situation because I don't want the and I guess I shouldn't care what the other side thinks, but I don't want the narrative of the non-Thope fans to say, "Oh, he's using Douglas again," or "She's only with him because of Douglas." I want it to be nothing to do with Douglas, nothing to do with trauma, and it's just her.
But I mean, everyone else has kind of shared their viewpoints and what's going on in her life. I mean, why not her child and like say, hey, I would love to see you and my dad together. I see my dad has changed. Like, if they do decide to pursue a relationship, it would have to be the three of them anyway, plus Beth. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with Douglas having a viewpoint because at this point, Hope is just taking information and trying to people please. And we have yet to hear her make up her mind of her own except through her actions, where she is showing the passion, the excitement. She wants this man, but it's just a matter of, hey, can we get past this step? Can we slow things down? Let's actually try to date. Let's try to get to know each other. Let's actually show everyone that we want to be an actual real couple. We're not just hooking up and I'm not just stringing you along and making everyone think I'm just using you.
But wouldn't that be her people pleasing? Because to me, I don't think she's been people pleasing, at least as of the last few months. Because when Steffi asked her, what her intentions are, she basically told Steffi to mind her business, and
But
she
we
did the
saw
same
that
thing with Red.
once. She's that's too far in between. Everything else she keeps pleasing them by saying like I don't know versus saying like no I do know I know he's gonna wear my back out in a minute. She's yet to really put her foot down in front of the people who's trashing Thomas. And like she takes a little like step here and there and then she'll back up. It's like, oh, maybe you're right, I don't know, we're just going with the flow, we're doing this. It's she needs to actually walk how she talks. If she's that confused, if she doesn't really know what she wants to do with Thomas, and then leave him be. But the way she's moving, she wants this man, and these opinions are not going to really matter as much. And I think slowly these opinions are not going to matter to this girl.
I don't know. I think she's doing the opposite of people pleasing because what Steffi wants to hear that she is in love with her brother, and she's not going to hurt him. And Hope is telling her none of that. She's straight up telling her, "I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know how I feel yet. I don't know how I feel about him. I'm not sure that I am in love with him." And that's not what Steffi wants to hear, and that's not what Ridge wants to hear either. It wasn't what Taylor wanted to hear.
You got
I feel
anything?
like she would have been telling him, "Huh?"
Oh no, I was. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
I was just saying, I feel like if she wanted to please them, she would have told them what they wanted to hear, and she hasn't told anybody any of that. Like even with her mom,
Gotcha.
she told her mom, you're going to need to accept the fact that Thomas and I are together, and that's definitely not what Brooke wanted to hear.
Did you have anything on it, Trish?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. It's if it's almost like the scenario of you just want to lie to yourself because you know what other people think. You still care what other people think, but then you don't care what other people think. And I hope that I hope it goes Thomas's way this next week. Y'all know that. And at the same time, if it doesn't, it'll cause a lot of drama. I don't know. I mean, hope is hope. Hope's gonna do what Hope's gonna do. I mean, I don't know what else to say at this
Hope is
point.
gonna
Y'all
do what
really,
Hope do.
yeah, y'all said it all.
Yeah.
Hope's gonna do what she's gonna do, and quite again, Brooke needs to just stop. There's no advice that Brooke can give that will help.
You're not getting sick again, are you, Keish?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's 2024. We're trying to.
Did I tell y'all what I heard about if you get a dry cough and it won't go away to eat a marshmallow? Because
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
you did tell us that.
Yeah.
I just think it's so cool.
Alrighty. Did we cover everything for Bold?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It wasn't much that happened this week. We saw not Liam. We saw Luna and RJ walk into his new place.
Yeah, that whole thing is crazy to me. That's where it goes back to what I was saying with Bill. I mean, yeah, he owned the property. I guess he could go to the beach house, listen to the waves in the background. But then Wyatt already told you that it was rented out.
Right.
So why would you bring somebody there? You don't know when the new renters are going to come in.
And why is RJ getting the beach house?
Right?
That annoys me so bad.
He was able to get a place real quick, and then we seen Thomas in that little tin can that he was in, and then couch surfing over at Eric's and at Steffi's house, and for like a couple years too. But RJ, he immediately gets a beach house.
Right. Yeah, that whole thing is just weird. Just the fact that I don't know if I'm there with somebody and then my daughter and her significant other, that's going to be weird. You know what I mean? And especially RJ and Luna coming there to pretty much do the same thing.
Right.
A lot of christening going on over there.
And I'm sorry, but I don't need nor want to see any love scenes between RJ and Luna.
Me either.
No, me either.
No.
It's just not there. I would rather see Luna and Zende. Oh man, Bree.
This Zende, I love the acting. I love the cojones. I love it all. This is the energy I wanted to see, and we got him off of the credits. I'm so happy about that. And they have way better chemistry, even from a picture. From a picture, they have chemistry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have probably started out with that instead of putting Luna with RJ. It's just I'm not getting anything from that relationship.
Or even if they had her go back and forth between the two of them, not in a relationship with either one of them, but they both showed interest. So, she's a single girl. She decides to go out on dates with both of them, hang out with both of them at different times. That would have been more fun to watch than watching her suddenly fall in love with RJ.
I can't even imagine. What you say, after a couple months? Who said that?
That was me. Like, and especially after a couple of months.
Yeah, she's what, 20?
Something like, yeah, I think so. I don't know what it. It's just not there for me. I'm sorry. Them two in the office, canoodling and all that. It's just a snooze fest to me.
I mean, I'm old. I don't need to see that young people make
Now, am I?
Well,
I'm interested. I'm definitely interested in Bill and Poppy. Okay,
absolutely, yes.
and I'm interested in Hope and Thomas, but RJ, I don't know. It's like they trying to force this.
Definitely,
It's
yeah.
like they're trying to force Brooklyn Range right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my thing is, you were gonna throw Zende into this triangle for the last what since the fall preview. They've been talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all gonna integrate this? Because look like right now, even with Zende throwing that date in the mix last week or was the week before, that did nothing for Luna. Luna
Yeah,
is
people are having it.
yes, Luna is solid with RJ. So
Yep.
now what? I don't know. It's just a mismatch to me.
I saw. I can't remember which post it was, but it was a post about Zendaya and Luna
Mhm.
and RJ and RJ on the Bold Instagram page,
Mhm.
and Diamond White had commented under it and said, "Put me in, coach."
Right?
Who?
Yeah, Diamond, the girl that played Paris.
Very pretty girl. Very pretty girl.
Yeah.
I thought they said she was on 2 Disney shows.
Oh, wow. Good
She
for her.
is, but I'm wondering if she's still in the credits, so I'm guessing she's still on contract.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
she's
sense.
probably on recurring status.
Yeah.
But somewhere slide her. I don't know.
How many actors are on recurring status on that show
A
now?
lot.
That is crazy. That is
Paris, Charlie,
insane.
Paris, Charlie, Bridget.
Thorne, who else? Carter now, Katie now,
Mm-hmm.
Donna and Eric pretty much.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah. Lee, Sheila.
Well, I will say this, and we saw this in the chat. I think Bree, you dropped it. Kimberly Brown kind of gave us the heads up that she has a very powerful storyline coming
hmm
because she was reading through the script and she looked like she was stressed. So I don't know what that
That could.
means.
Yeah, I'm
She
curious.
gon' she gonna break up her son's marriage. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
just I
I
like
feel like she
you.
would have looked happy about that though in that video. She looked like she was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they having me doing now?"
She might lose her son in the end.
Well, my
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I just hope they don't break up Shekon. I like those two. He's keeping her at bay right now. If something happens to this couple, she's going right back to her old ways.
I mean,
Deacon's not
I,
gonna mess that up. He got that girl out of jail. He loves that girl.
don't we kind of need Sheila to be the villain though,
Well,
or we need somebody to be the villain on the show?
what happened to Liam? Supposed to be the villain.
I mean, we can have a male and a female.
I need for him to be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that something would come out that like a conversation between Liam and Xander and setting the arrangement so Finn could be the doctor. I don't know, something within Liam's wheelhouse and just be a villain.
It still
Don't
might
make
happen.
Thomas a villain.
Right.
It
I
still might
mean,
happen.
good grief. I agree with you on that one. Don't make
I
Thomas the
think it's
villain.
still there. I think that's still a possibility for sure. I don't think this storyline is gonna. They're not gonna wrap this up with a pretty little bow.
Which one?
The whole thing with Xander coming back. I still think it's a possibility that they have Liam be behind that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But the thing is, with just say we'll play it 2024 style, where Hope is just finding out this truth because he didn't tell Steffi the whole truth. He
Mm-hmm.
told Hope the whole truth. At this point, if um, Hope decides to on Tuesday say, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna move forward. I'm finna put this ring on, or you put this ring on my finger. I'm engaged. I'll be your wife." And then we got Liam coming in and say, trying to undermine that. There's nothing else out there that he could use at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So because and I appreciate the fact that 2024 style, Thomas put everything out there. So,
I'm proud of him, and that's why it sucks that they're trashing his character.
yeah.
Still, like they do Adam.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, this show do that to Adam. Poor thing. I will say next week, uh, with Adam and Sally, Victor finally approves of them. If that means anything.
Not really.
No, it just means that Victor is not going to be in their business for at least a
Exactly.
couple months.
Right.
There'll be something that happens in about, I don't know, 3 months from now, and he's gonna
And,
find a reason.
and then he's going to send Sally away, offer $1 million just to go away, leave my family alone.
Right.
I know, right? It's that's when I saw that, I'm like, okay.
Like, does Adam really care if he approves of Sally or not?
At this point, I mean, it's like whatever. You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
Victor approves. Wow. Let's throw a parade. Like maybe not.
No,
Look
we're
at
good.
chirping, y'all. Seriously, that was like a lull in the conversation.
Exactly. I was being facetious, like throw a parade. Everybody like, yeah, no.
Where's the confetti cannons?
Oh
We,
man.
it's okay.
All
It'll be
right. So we covered everything on Bold, I think. We talked about and we kind of finished it up with the whole RJ thing, which took us into a whole different place because I'm not feeling the RJ Luna pairing. Writers speed up the Zende Luna pairing, you know. Let's get that going. We'll rather see that. Okie dokie. So we got to get to our last two segments. Our flip the script segment, which is if there is a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, we could flip the script. So, what is you guys' flip for The Young and the Restless?
I feel like my flip would be when Danny gets confronted by Christine about Phyllis. I wanted Danny to kind of throw in her face like, how's Paul doing?"
Mm.
or something to that effect.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Who's next? Bree. I mean, Trish or Keish or.
Go ahead, Keish.
Mine would have been that Sharon's nameplate would have said Sharon Rosales. I don't know why it bothers me so much that it said Newman.
Yeah, because
It's
it kind
just,
of overlooks.
yeah, I don't like how they're trying to erase Ray.
Right.
Yeah, I
What you
get that.
what you got, Trish?
I wish Lauren would have not gone to Jack.
Mm.
I
Gotcha.
wish, that storyline, that's just not going to go over well. And yeah, I mean, I get why she did it, but I didn't want Jack involved.
Gotcha.
And and real quick, this whole Kyle storyline with this not wanting the co-CEO thing and this whole Diane thing, that storyline is stupid and needs to change. And I don't know what to change it to, but it needs to change. Okay, that's all I got. What you got?
Mine would have been Summer asking Chance to go back to her place.
Ooh, not too soon?
Shoot, this is soap opera. We can soar our kids. And if Bill and Poppy can have a scene in less than what a week and a half from him meeting her, well, we got a break in between, I guess, but why not? I mean, even if they went over to just have some food and chill out and play some music, it could lead into something else, but they could have gave us a little bit more this week. They left us there and we didn't see them anymore this week. So, yep. All right, what y'all got for Bold?
I wish they had written Taylor's exit better versus saying that, well, they really didn't say anything. So they can kind of at least reassure the audience that the character is not gone or at least say, where their whereabouts are out of respect for the audience or for the fans who love her.
Okay. Who's next on that side? Keish, Trish.
I just would not have had RJ get that beach house.
Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah, I
I
agree with you on that one.
I completely agree. Um, I would have wished, and maybe this is going to happen next week, but I kind of want to go with them walking through the door and finding her mom and Bill.
I
Oh,
think that
That
is
would have
gonna
been funny.
happen. Yeah,
It
I
is.
think
it
that's
should
on
have been
Monday. Mm-hmm.
So then that's not really a flip. Then that's just kind of a wish, isn't it?
a
Yeah,
prediction.
that's a
Yeah.
prediction.
Okay. All right. Let me put the crystal ball away and let me think about what would I do creatively speaking if I were to change the storyline. Um, Gosh, y'all. I don't know. I guess I sort of feel like the homecoming for Eric was so lackluster, and I know that you don't want to overexcite someone when they're coming out of the hospital like that, but they didn't even have any flowers or anything.
Mm.
I
No.
don't
Mm-mm.
know. A good one, Trish, would have been to have Thomas there because we haven't seen Thomas and
Jeez.
Eric together.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And he was
I
the
agree
main
with
one who
that.
supports Hope and Thomas now.
The
Mm-hmm.
only one.
Yeah, right, right.
Well, I guess Rich does too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come around.
Okay. Um, I guess my flip for bold would have been that whole conversation between Poppy and Lee. I just I wish Poppy would have stood up to her sister. And I mean, she
Yeah.
tried, but it wasn't as the veracity as Lee was. Lee was like snarling. So I kind of wanted her to, pretty much tell her to get out of my business. Don't worry about who um
Who I'm dealing with.
I forgot I'm on live. I would have said something
So
else in the
she's
chat.
We
dancing
know what she was trying
for.
to say.
Yeah, don't worry about what's going on over here.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
saw nothing.
Be like, listen, go find you some business and leave mine alone. And maybe you won't have such a bad attitude.
That's probably
Ooh.
what it is.
Ooh.
Get rid of the
We ain't
cobwebs.
had none in a while.
That's what I say. Get rid of the cobwebs.
Polish the knob.
Oh, oh, oh. It's
All
Friday.
right, Trish. Trish, you are
I mean, it
hilarious.
is that time of hour.
It
I mean,
is,
she's
isn't
not.
it? As Hallie and Chloe X, it's the ungodly hour.
Oh my goodness. Well, God will be
um.
used at some point.
Oh my gosh, it's so silly. But I mean, seriously, I mean, Jack is gone. She's working all these crazy stressful hours because being a doctor is stressful. And then you want to come, you see Poppy having all this fun. She's
Right?
carefree. She's free spirited. And she got a man on the phone. And you come up in there talking crazy. Girl, go find you some business.
That's why I
Yep.
need Lita to find her way on over there, Eric.
No, seriously,
Girl, listen,
she doesn't even need Eric. There are unmarked brown paper packages delivered all over this world on a daily basis.
Oh, Lord. No, you did not.
Wait, there's what?
Unmarked brown paper packages delivered to doorsteps across the globe on a daily basis.
You not happen to talk about roses, are you?
Order something. She does, yeah, she can take care of it.
Ooh,
Oh gosh, okay. It took me a second, but I get it.
1002.
Oh my
No,
God.
I need her to take Eric from Donna.
Girl, the man can't even. Keish, the man can't even hug
okay.
nobody right now. I mean,
She will nurse him back to health.
And then get him ready for yeah.
Yep.
Lead that would be. I'm actually kind of with that.
no, push Brooke out the way and put her with Torsten.
Lee?
Yes.
No,
I think she would do. I think her and Eric would be perfect because she reminds me. Her attitude reminds me so much of Stephanie.
Yep, me too.
She would totally dominate him.
Because no one's gonna run her house
Right?
and tell her. Brooke cannot sit there and say, "I won't allow nothing," and leave.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Can you imagine Brooke and Lee in a feud?
Ooh.
You know how good that would be? Because
Oh, my goodness.
Lee's ass don't even give her own son a break.
Nope.
So you know she would be all up in Brooke's face.
Did I say this in a group chat about like I wish Quinn was there as Eric's wife, and I would love to see Quinn and Lee go at it. That would have been great television.
I would have liked to see her and Lee be BFFs.
Could you imagine
be against Brooke?
Could you imagine Quinn slapping Lee the way she did Brooke?
She would have got slapped right back.
Oh, that would have been great television. great television.
That is hilarious. All right, so who we got taking seats on The Young and the Restless?
Danny.
Lauren,
all day, every day this week.
First class. Take a seat. With your sister Chloe, Esther, all of them.
Yeah.
Esther.
Look, Esther, I didn't get on Esther about 2 weeks ago, but when she brought up this, tried to get nosy with Sharon and Nick stuff, I was happy that Sharon turned it away. The Fishers are just nosy and refuse to stay out of other people's business. So that's why I'm put the whole family together.
She's guilty by association.
I gotta put Kyle in a seat too because he playing games. How you gonna put that on the table and then when your dad bring it up, then you get mad?
I thought, yeah, he did seem like he was devastated.
Anybody else got any seats to give out?
Phyllis can have a seat for looking desperate. That whole little stunt she pulled with the bra and panties, and it didn't work.
She could have said that for Tucker. Tucker would have loved every minute of it.
Right?
Listen, the way obviously he must have been doing something because he had Audra continuing to come back to him. So he must be working with something that Phyllis could have used to scratch the itch.
And Ashley going cuckoo crazy for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Seth needs to take a seat too, going up in people's desk.
Yes.
All right.
How did he get past security?
Also, Victor for questioning Cole is like Cole is some 20-year-old kid.
Oh yeah.
About his daughter. Your daughter damn near 50 years old. Look at one alone in her love life.
Okay.
And she got a grown child, 2 grown kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Nick is not getting a seat this week for throwing shade at Adam.
Didn't we at one point in time just say that Nick is always in the seat?
Right, but nobody mentioned him this week. I mean, he did throw a little bit of shade at Adam this week.
it's.
You gonna let him slide?
But really,
he wasn't insufferable this week.
Take a seat worthy. Yeah. I don't even remember what he said.
Nobody. Wait a minute. Nobody's giving Diane a seat either. Because I mean, y'all didn't want her in the CEO seat, so.
But she didn't ask for that.
Yeah, I know. But I know some people, like Jenna and Trish, don't want her even in that seat.
I can't wait to see the destruction. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Go ahead, Trish.
Oh, no, I just can't wait to see the destruction.
Yeah, because I know you and Jenna, when it comes to Diane.
I definitely don't think that she earned a CEO seat, but she wasn't the one that brought it up for herself. Jack did, and her son did, so I'm not going to give her a seat for Jack and Kyle's stupid idea.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't. I was wondering about Jenna and Trish. Because they was like, she's up to something. She's been working her way up there.
If she's not by the end of this year, I will formally apologize for the Diane hate.
I kind of want to see her and Jack stick together. They look so happy together, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Oh, and then, wait a minute. We got to throw Nikki in the seat for trying to do this stuff in secret. It's like, are you crazy?
A little
No.
bit.
Not a good idea. All right, who you guys putting in seats on bold?
Lee,
Really? Okay.
the way she went after Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Um, I have Brad Bell on the seat. He needs to fact check his own show.
There's truth there.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Finn in the seat again because I didn't like the way Steffi had to basically beg him to leave her brother alone.
Yeah, that was
And he
Mm-hmm.
just it was like that whole conversation. I think it was on Monday, and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that she kept having to say, "But I know my brother has changed. My brother is not a murderer. My brother is not this. He didn't do this. Blah blah blah." And he kept, but Zende, or Xander, but Xander. It was the way Xander, was talking about it. I don't think he. And it's like, Finn, either believe your wife and leave it alone, or tell her that you're not going to drop it. Like, what in the world? He was
Yeah.
driving me nuts.
I think Mary Hilburn agrees with you because she said Lee and Finn can take a seat.
Yeah.
Um, who, what did she say? She said somebody. It was like watching her kiss a fake doll. Who said that? I don't know who she's
What?
talking about. Yeah, something. Monique Abram. I'm trying to figure out your comment. Who looked like they were kissing a fake doll?
Luna?
Oh no.
Talking about Luna and RJ kissing?
Is that what she talking about?
Oh, I
That
don't know.
sounds about
That
accurate.
was my guess.
Bree said that's about accurate. Um, me, if I had to choose some seats, I don't know. I mean, I guess I like the Poppy scene. The dance made a free spirited, but like you said, the hip action was not there. So just sit down for a while, until y'all ready to go. Anybody
Like,
else?
I just hope she does some light work. I mean, not move your hips, do the Macarena, do something in your wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Something
I
that's
mean,
easy
if
to
you
do.
Did somebody say something?
Well, I was gonna say, if you don't have sway, you could always do that Irish dance where it's literally just, your feet, your arms, and your upper body. You don't really move.
Mm-hmm.
coordination too.
It does take coordination,
Yep.
stamina.
You're not gonna put Carter in the seat, Keish, for how he reacted.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Carly. You can take a seat.
Mm-hmm. And
I
that
like Eric or you, sir.
you might as well throw Brooke in the seat too. So
It's
I'm
almost
gonna
a carol.
put Bree in
For her daily time
lap in the seat.
you're gonna do what?
I'm gonna put Bree in Carter's lap in the seat.
Oh.
Oh, that's kind of you. Oh.
Anytime I can help a friend, I'm always
To be,
willing.
on, to be honest, I
Listen.
could switch him out for Thomas.
Well,
Okay.
hey, listen. Jay Money gonna be mad and really put you in the seat.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All right, did y'all get them all out? Anybody else, or that was it?
That was it for me.
Bree and Trish.
I'm good. It was a fun week.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was.
was.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of fun tonight.
And it's all Bill, Poppy, and Luna and Lee next week, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of that, and RJ is going to try to give some hints about Luna's past. So obviously, they're probably leading us toward this paternity thing.
Lord.
Yeah, and then of course the decision comes up with with Thomas and Hope, and then what was it on Young and the Restless? Hold on, I thought I saw. Oh, here it is. Chance make a confession. Daniel cheats, and Kyle and Summer. Kyle and Summer starts a new chapter. Oh God.
It better be a new chapter of them doing separate things.
Right, I hope
Right.
so. Let me look at the actual date
They
there.
better not be putting her back with Kyle.
Oh, I remember I was saying something about that. Hold on. Let me see. That's
Maybe
Tuesday.
Summer's new chapter is Chance, and Kyle's new chapter is whatever new job he's going to get.
Who, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Maybe it
Oh,
has
so
nothing.
okay. So the chance confession is to Billy. So that
Oh,
has nothing to do with Summer. And yeah, all it says is that Kyle and Summer start a new chapter. That's happening on Tuesday.
maybe
Mm,
their divorce is finalized.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe
that's a
that's.
good
I hope
thing.
that's the case. Maybe it's officially over.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, let's not take us back down that whole thing, because I mean, you got everybody hyped up about Chance and Summer, and then you gonna put her back with Kyle. That would be stupid.
I would fly out to the Young and the Restless headquarters and
Oh,
throw
wow.
rock through their windows.
We're going to be picketing outside, Steve.
with
You know how to make
Oh,
signs, too.
with signs and pitchforks and torches.
and
Right,
rocks.
right.
And when you do that, check the writers' room and speak with them. Give them your blessings on what watching on the show.
Right.
We'll do that.
All right, you guys, stay tuned for the spoilers for the week. Oh my God, of the 22nd through the 26th. Wait a minute. Yeah, the 26th. I can't believe this week is just, oh my goodness. This month is just flying. We finna head into February sweeps. And I think maybe the sweeps highlights should be coming out probably the middle of next week. So I'll keep an eye on that, because I'll do standalone videos for both shows for the February sweeps highlights. So stay tuned for those. And then if follow me on Instagram, because I'll be posting the hottest scenes on CBS daytime throughout the years. I'm not going back to the early 2000s and the 90s. I ain't going back that far. So probably within the last 5 to 10 years, where we really can remember some of the hot scenes. And that'll be on IG, because like I said, it's just too much of an issue over here on YouTube. So all right, y'all got anything else before we shut it all down?
No, man, have a great weekend.
Yep,
Yeah,
you too.
you guys do the same. Stay warm.
Mm-hmm. Be
Mm.
be careful. I know in some parts is the weather still kind of funky. So, stay warm and be safe out there.
Look, I ain't left my house all day.
Oh, that's right. You had some snow out there today,
Yeah.
right?
I sure did.
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
I looked at my camera and I was like, nope, I'm not stepping outside at all today.
Well, at least
Stay
you got to
toasty.
binge watch everything.
That is true.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, all right, you guys. We will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.